Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try to run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
I remember the days, all those years ago that never fade away. And I remember your face when you hit the ground. I can recall the time and place on the midnight walk through the old streets, trying to turn back the clock to the days of old, back to the days when all the things we knew were made of gold. As the world moves on, time sings a song. In the old neighborhood, as the clock strikes one, the memory lives just as it stood, like a quiet dream. The shadows of that time are cast beneath the streetlight beam as the world moves on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamos Report. I'm your host, Afridamos. I want to welcome you to another edition of our analysis, breaking down videos. I got Audrey, welcome in the house. Ola, welcome. Mokbi, I want to welcome all of you to this edition. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, I'm sure you guys are aware of the group called FBA, formed by Tariq Nasheed, right? The man with the Arabic name. But a lot of people are subscribing to it, and I get it. Some would say, "Oh, Afridamus, why even talk about it?" Well, there is tons of young Africans, I would say Black people, all around the diaspora. Like when you go to TikTok. So this FBA is definitely a cult, and in this conversation you will see it, because it was formed on the internet by Tariq, and anyone that comes and asks him things that make sense. I mean, it's got religion written all over it. It's like they have to plead allegiance to him. If you deviate from the narrative that they are spreading, such as you can never, because like he would come in public, right? Bring public conversations. If you call and there are certain things you cannot point out. You cannot point out that FBA, it's the stereotypes. FBA is lazy. FBA didn't build America. They participated like everyone else. You cannot point out crimes. So, but every time it comes in public, in these public conversations, people do call in and say these things, and he'll be like, "Man," he calls them tethers. Why are people in our business? So you see exactly what he is doing. He creates a conflict, sort of. So their conflict is towards Africans, because sometimes they would say they are not Africans, right? They say their culture is great, they got the spirit, but then why are you worried about some Africans? But no, Africans are not their problem. Their problem is from within. And Tariq is exploiting that. He's exploiting that. Do you remember at one point it was white supremacy, white supremacy? So now it is Africans, other black groups. At first, he said they wanted to steal their reparation or they're against it, but now the conversation has changed. So most of the time, the people that call in, they would usually like argue. He would like block them. We don't really get good conversation going. But with chaotic, this is good because chaotic himself do support the FBA in the past, as far as we know. I mean, he even would use FBA talking points that they use against Africa, and he would call even Nigeria shithole, like the same talking points from FBA. And he even said FBA are the best blacks. So you would think that, okay, at least because they said some of these people are our allies, because chaotic never claimed saying he he was Nigerian. But since Tariq is the one that came up with the FBA, and he's like the silent leader, unspoken leader that everyone knows, right? So he has criterias. One of them is the hairline measurement thing. You guys know they've talked about that. Uh, so basically, they're like we're delineating. So Tariq himself, his hairline, we know that hairline is artificial, um, but now he made that the standard for the FBA hairline. So he said they did the hairline measure on chaotic, so they found out he's from Yoruba land. So I don't want to keep you waiting. Let me let me play this conversation, and so that you understand the mindset of FBA. Like, what is this group even all about? What is the mindset? You know, do they even have a legit complaint against Africans or anybody for that matter? So here we go. Fair use. This is for edutainment purposes. Let me play this short clip Chaotic made about how FBA have this self-deluding idea, because here we go.
So, got a Bentley. Not knocking them, not pocket watching. To a degree, I'm not. But see, a lot of these FBAs, hear me out, guys. Get the likes up. I'm so appreciative of the fact that you guys are listening to me while you are at work and on the road. Salute to you all. But a lot of these FBAs, man, they have brainwashed themselves and deluded themselves into oppression. Where's the white supremacy at? Is it at your job? Because you're going to the white man's job. That's the white supremacist's job, right? Well, that ain't the white supremacist's job, motherfucker. What? That's the white supremacist's car, right? That ain't the white supremacist. Where's white supremacy at then? You see, the problem that I have with this movement.
So you see that, and you heard that. So obviously, the FBA, are going to call him all kind of tether. And if it's up to them to approve his card or not, they would come up with all kinds of excuses. If something is not something is not wrong with the hairline, something would be wrong with the suit. If if they can tie him to that, they would say the roads in Nigeria are not like New York City. Like they would find a way to tie him to something. Okay, so so here we go. Let's see. Chuku said chaotic is an Akada. He's not one of ours. Nightingale said Aphrodite was chaotic applications to FBA denied. Nightingale is funny. Well, here we go. Let's hear the conversation. And I would stop in between and, throw in my comments as we move along.
Nigerian brother, Mr. Chaotic Truth is back. Chaotic Truth, how are you, sir?
So you notice he introduced Chaotic as his Nigerian brother.
Sir, I'm doing awesome, sir. It's Saturday.
Yes.
It's a
Yep.
beautiful October 12th. It's America. So proud to be an American. I wake up every day thanking God, the universe, that I was born in this great nation in the greatest time period ever. How are you today, sir?
I'm good, man. And again, um, you know,
So you notice Tariq introduced him as their Nigerian brother Chaotic joining in. So you see how he did. This is supposed to be Chaotic. So I guess so. You guys have seen Chaotic also caricature Africans on his thumbnails. So it's like Tariq wants to give Chaotic the African treatment, but he ended up making him look like one of those FBA church guys. So Chaotic noticed that too. So now he's knocking Tariq out of the pack to let him know I'm not here to identify as black. I'm here as an American. And in fact, I'm thankful that I was born as an American. So Chaotic is not using any race argument now. So Chaotic is going to be going by the US Constitution, which is the reality. Let's find out how this goes.
thanks for my family for helping to make a lane for you to come over here and be born in this great nation that my family built. And you can come over and enjoy all of that stuff and have a robust life and eat good and drink good. But what's on your
Your
mind?
family built the skyscrapers, they built the bridges. Respectfully, did your mother and father respectfully build those things, or am I confused?
My foundational Black American family, many of the early bridges, we had our good brothers like Horace
Okay,
King and other
okay, I'm
Black
familiar with Horace
foundational
King.
Black. Yeah, yeah. So I've mentioned him before. So yeah, we were the architects of some of those bridges and railroads and some of those buildings and the whole shebang. And the skyscrapers, they came later. There weren't really too many skyscrapers back during the founding of the nation, but that came later. But that was utilized from the wealth that our family generated. So we did indirectly have something to do with those skyscrapers being built. But what's on your mind, though, sir? Go ahead.
Nothing.
So did you guys catch that? So he wanted to pin Chaotic. He's letting the audience he has to pander to the audience to let them know this is a tether. So we're gonna treat him like a tether. He introduced him as Nigerian. Chaotic did not acknowledge the Nigeria. He acknowledged being American. Then, as per usual, because again, it's a cult, it's like a religion. He cannot let Chaotic get away with that. So he he set up a trap along the way and said, "Yeah, sure. You're thankful to be born here in this great nation that me and my family worked hard to so that you can come here and enjoy it." Then Chaotic hits him with, "So you telling me your family built the skyscrapers? So you good conversation." So he did all that, cornbread FBA babbling, talking about we built bridges. What bridges? Are you kidding me? Are you talking about those wooden bridges in like some rural Alabama? So he did all the babble, went around, but eventually he conceded and agreed that they didn't build the skyscrapers. He this here's how he told us. He said those came later. Those came later. So this is good conversation. So Africans that call into the show, this is how you should be approaching any FBA or Tariq. You know, don't try to argue. Don't try to tell them to make them, African. Just hit. Just bring your arguments based in facts. In facts, and you would see that this is a cult. It's a cult.
So much, sir. You were live. Um, I live streamed today, and I saw that you were live, and I wanted to ask you respectfully, what is majara? Is that
Oh
okay?
yeah,
Thank you, because it's in the hashtag, so I'm unfamiliar with this.
yeah. Majora. That is what we call our foundational Black American um spirit ethnogenesis. We had a spiritual ethnogenesis as foundational Black Americans, and there's a
Here come. So you see how Tariq is rolling. Tariq deliberately preys on ignorant black people. Just listen to how he just made up a new word, and he's going to create a fake definition around it. So imagine there are people who are buying into this. So FBA spirit, so obvious, so they are the special Negroes. Their spirit is higher than anybody's spirit. They are special kind of people. Just listen to this crap.
spiritual essence about us based on our lineage, and it's been called so many different names. It's been called mojo. It's been called soul, because whenever we cook something, it's soul food. Whenever we make music, it's soul music.
Soul food, really, chitlins, cornbread. It's like slave food, but he is trying to make it sound like he's trying to make slavery sound good. This is like some type of plantation conversation. Look, I don't think most of you understand. Like when it's like when they say slavery ended, it's not even that long ago. So there's certain way that the slaves interpreted things and how they discuss it. You see that in Tariq. Like when you read Frederick Douglass's book, right? And Frederick Douglass was describing how like the slaves they would just hang around, all day. And they rely on a slave who usually would, travel with the master from plantation to plantation. So that slave is the big dog. He's the one, like they would all gather to want to hear the stories. And Frederick Douglass talked about how, they would just create like fantasy stories, and people enjoyed it. So Tariq is definitely continuing that tradition. So he's going to create this story, this sort of spirit. So just to show he's creating a difference to show like, no, Chaotic, you are a fleeing tether Nigerian, so you guys are less than us, even though the people they most of the slaves came from that same region. So now he wants to make themselves be like so special, like they have some sort of special touch, spirit. That's why he uses word like soul. We call our food soul food. Like so, I'm like, come on, Tariq, just relax. You guys are people just like everyone else. That's it.
Whenever we sing to God, it's called God spell, gospel. So many different words for the spiritual essence that we have. So we just named it Majara. So it's aura. There's a certain aura that foundational Black Americans have that is very unique, and we're just identifying what that spirit is. But go
Is
ahead.
that in Webster's dictionary, sir?
No, it's not. No, it's not. A lot of
So
stuff
you made it up.
we have to. Yeah, I mean, we've named it. We've named it.
And
Just like every.
So Chaotic just asked him, did he make it up? He's like, we named it, meaning yes, he just made it up.
Every other thing is named. Somebody has to name something,
but what
right?
is the etymology? Like, what is the I'm not trying to make fun of it. It's just, where did the name
I mean, you
come
can.
from? Like, what is the etymology of this?
I just told you, sir. It's
Okay.
mojo, a part of.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right, I explained it, sir. We used to
Oh,
call it part of the root word conjure culture, which we understood that spiritual lessons. We would say, hey, we got a mojo. You got to get your mojo working. We would use terms like that. So we're defining.
You mean the word mojo from the movie Austin Powers? So, guys, you see, how can you guys even take these FBA people serious? You are literally hearing their leader. He makes it up as he goes. He makes it up. So, I don't know why people even take him serious. Like, yeah, he makes it up as he goes. You are hearing him. Guys, get the likes up.
It
mm.
more scholarly. So we call it majara, just giving a new name. It's the same essence, just giving it a new name so that people can understand it
Is it
better. Does that
well? Now, can I ask you? Is it possible for? Do I have that Majara spirit?
no, because you are a fleeing tether with respect. With respect.
Did you guys see this? Even all the support that you know, chaotic did for them. Chaotic, joined the Black Greek group. He still doesn't have the majora spirit. He said because chaotic is a fleeing tether. Continue.
I say that respectfully. I don't say that to be mean spirited, but no. You don't have the majora spirit. It's based on an ethnogenesis, and I'm not going to be mean spirited to you, but it's based on an ethnogenesis, the experiences that we had here. Not only did we have a
This is FBA science for you. You're listening to FBA science.
a lineage ethnogenesis, again, we had to have a spiritual ethnogenesis that made our spirit more different from other people. So yeah, we have a different spirit and a different aura, which is not, that's not to denigrate you. You got a different spirit, which respect to that, but it's not the spirit of Majara that foundational Black Americans have.
Respect.
That makes sense.
Well, respectfully, sir, it does make sense from the way that you explained it. But you were, I think, 8 or 9 years older than me, sir. I will be 40 in a few more days. When I was a kid growing up in the '90s, sir, we had something called cooties, and we made that up. To me, Majara sounds like cooties for the spirit. It just sounds like something you just made up.
Guys, hey, those of you like, I mean, doesn't this remind you of like when you were like a kid? Look, I used to do this. Like you'll be like playing with other kids. For example, like we would when we watch like Chinese movie. So look, you guys are reenacting it, and you're like the main character. And sometimes you would make up words like just come up with fake words, and guys we just go along with it, and then it become a thing. It's like that. So we're literally you're sitting there, you're watching the same thing, like when you were a kid at the playground, how you hang out with the other kids, you want to dominate, you come up with words. You just make up words, and if they go along with it, then guess what? Now it's a word. Yeah.
That's thin
That's
air.
everything.
I'm
What
trying
what's
not to.
not
I'm
made
trying
up?
not to be disrespectful and laugh. It just sounds like cooties for adults.
But I mean, if you don't have it and you're a tether and you don't have a spirit essence that has you grounded, it's going to sound strange. Um, just like Yoruba was made up, Igbo was made up. Somebody made that up. You understand? Somebody made up Hausa. Somebody made up Zulu.
Right.
You know,
But
Are you guys hearing this? You guys remember back when it was a certain Pan African who was comparing their blood scripts to tribes in Africa? So you heard it. So now we know why they're jealous of, FBA is very jealous of Africans. Their goal is to try to make up their own fake tribe. They think Yoruba Igbo people just sat there and just made it up. So so now we know. We know why they don't like Africans. Because they want to make up their own tribe. They think people just got up one day and said we are Yorubas or Igbos. Like that was all made up. You heard it from the man himself. Yaya King, thank you for the super chat. Yaya said the FBA guys thought that we as Africans were born yesterday, and now they realize that they can't fool us. And now they are mad. We Africans are originals. Thank you for the super chat. Exactly.
that's
somebody
not in the
made
hashtag. It's hashtag majara.
Majara, right? So somebody made it up, and we can make up stuff because we can stand on it. We don't make up stuff and then flee from it like you do, sir.
Is
So,
this word recognized by scholars, or can it be tested in the lab? Like, how do you test to see if someone has majara?
well, the thing is, well, you have to be born with the Majara spirit, sir, as a foundational Black American. We have a spiritual energy, sir, that you clearly don't have.
Uh, so you notice how FBA have all these spirits, superhuman spirits, but they don't have the spirit to defeat white supremacy or make white supremacy give them reparation. So he's letting chaotic know, no, they can, they, I told you guys, America's, the sky is the limit. You can, you can, in over here, people, there are men who think they're women. You can make up anything. There are people who would, you know, go along with that with you. He just told you they can make up stuff. So don't feel bad when you see these FBA people coming trying to get you to go along with um, this, dumb stuff they make along and want you to play along. They call it, oh, you're not being in code. Yeah, this is what they call code. The guy just sat here on the show in this conversation, you know, he never thought about the majora definition. He just made it up on the fly. He just made it up. And yeah,
where we stand on business. We're not fleeing all over the place. We have the energy to fight white supremacy. We have the energy and the spiritual essence to stay on code with one another, to lift each other up in order to maintain our integrity. That's something that you have to be born with. That's why our music is a little bit different from yours,
My
sir.
music is classical music,
You
jazz.
know, sir, the music is Afro beats and Burna Boy. Okay.
so Tariq is deliberately dumbing down the FBAs, the blacks, right? So he wants them to believe that every African or every Nigerian listens to Afrobeats because it's the popular genre. So with the blacks, if they don't see it on TV or BET doesn't show it, it doesn't exist. So he highlighted Afrobeats so that his followers, the disciples, can be familiar because they can't allow chaotic to enjoy white music peacefully. They're like, no, 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 no. We tying you to Afrobeats. He's not into Afrobeats. He just told you what he likes, but they don't want to accept it. Just like the definition of Akata. They said, oh, these people, they just say Africans call us that. But the people that you say are the ones that came up with that word. They give you the definition. They're like, this is what we meant by no, 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 no. They just want to be victims. They just want to be victims. Mr. 1804, thank you for the super chat. He said, are you saying FBA is a translate? Hey, that's what it's beginning to look like, more and more.
So yeah, your music sounds different from ours because it's not the majora spirit. Your food is different from ours. It doesn't taste the same. It doesn't have the majara spirit, sir, or soul, as they like to say it is. So yeah, you just, if you don't have it, it's going to be strange to you, sir. And every term is made up. Christmas was made up. Halloween was made up. Carnival was made up. So saying something is made doesn't minimize the significance of it. And having a white person recognize it, see, as a foundational Black American, our identity is not contingent upon white people giving us the green light.
It means white people is contingent on white people giving them the green light. So throughout this, what are you hearing? So the African people that usually question FBAs about not having culture, can you blame those Africans? Now you see that's a touchy subject because when the African ask about culture, you can't come up with anything. You have to make it up. Tariq keeps making it up, you know? And why does exactly Mimi? He keeps he's speaking the white man's language. All he celebrates is white man's holidays. Oh, look at Jas said, I realize you guys listen to Tariq Nasheed more than Black Americans. Nobody in my personal life knows who Tariq is. Well, we don't know anybody in your personal life either. So, you know, Tariq is online. There are thousands and thousands of people that watch it, plenty of young Africans. There are many Africans who hear this message. So, um, sure, we know it's not every black person, but he's out here too, and there's plenty of people. He's one of the voices of the culture. The guy literally has his own tribe. I mean, people might not like it, but that's the fact.
Just like we are looking at ourselves as foundational Black Americans. Now they're recognizing that now, but we on a
And
grassroots
before I
level said,
forget, so all this is what Tariq would call soul food. He wants to call it, FBA food. This is European, Irish food. Irish food. That's what this is. And you know, I mean, he talked about, your food is different from ours. Hello. I mean, you don't have to be a genius to know that. And people having different kinds of food, that's just beautiful. That's not a bad thing. I don't know why he makes it sound so terrible.
this is how we're going to delineate and designate ourselves. This is our culture, and this is how we're going to be codified among each other. So, as long as we are on code with each other, that's all that matters. If some folks in the dominant society
name is called the Hinter Murgura test, something like that. One of the inventors or the founders of that protocol, the foundational Black American woman, and that test is used to see if there will be any adverse reactions from a medication to live bacteria before it goes to mass production. So technically, we did build those things. There's not one single industry where our imprint is not there. And it's because of us being here why those companies exist here and not in their homelands.
So that's his disciples calling in I want you guys to hear the FBA followers, the mindset. I mean, think about it, right? What? So these people they want to come and explain this because they said, "Oh, you Africans, you guys ain't shit. You guys are dusty. You guys didn't build anything. We are the builders." So if you are a builder, you don't have to waste your time to tell someone how much of a builder you are. They will see it. You said the Africans are irrelevant. Why do you want to convince the Africans to accept that you are an inventor or you built something? Is it because maybe, just maybe, the African is the last group left now, you know, who you want to convince to accept you as, you know, something that you're not. And FBA, you have to understand, you don't have to lie to kick it with us. You don't have to. Seriously. Just come be yourself. We would hang out, you know. Um, we can eat some soul food. You can put your majora spirit on it. We'll bring our jollof food. Uh, we would bring fufu, our cow food plazas. You name it. We'll bring ours too. I mean, since you guys have the majora spirit, you know, we got the Pajora spirit. I just made that up to myself, by the way. And I don't want you to tell me I can't do that because I'm going to stand on it, the Pajora spirit, and I'm not going to flee. All right, let me read this here. Chuku, thank you for the super chat. Nightingale said, Afridamus is Tariq not cosplaying Tether with that name? I'm sure the Arab and Pakistani will want their name back. Exactly. The nerve of this guy. His name is Tariq. He should have made it Tyreek. Tyreek. And the Nasheed, I don't know, that's not even a black name. None of them are. He's a cosplaying Tether himself. Chuku, thank you for the super chat. He said FBAs are the transgenders of the diaspora. They need us to affirm their made up identity and use their fussy racial pronouns that constantly change. Chuku, you are onto something. You are onto something. Because why are they constantly trying to bring Wahala to the doorstep of Africans? Africans, we're out here minding our own business. They constantly come, oh, y'all don't want to acknowledge us. You don't want your kids to play with us. You're like, what? You call us Akadas. No, what is Akada? That's why, and some of these Africans, they cosplayed and just keep lying. Like I heard this Kenyan guy, they were interviewing him. He said he grew up in Canada or the United States. And he was saying that, he remembers when his mother used to tell him, don't play with those Akadas. I was like, that's not even a Kenyan word. So this whole thing is very, very weird. They have Africans also who cosplay and go along with this. Just pay attention to that.
Real talk, man. Thank you so much. Very good call. Yeah, man. We created so many things, and we've had a hand in so many technological advancements. I mean, there's so many things that we as foundational Black Americans we've influenced because of our Majara spirit, because of our unbroken spirit, because of our spirit of strength and resilience, and our ancestors
Equal for you. You're onto something. They said the Bantu have been talking about Ubuntu for thousands of years. Now Tariq just made up the same thing with different name for FBA. What a joke. I know.
here being with us. This is why when we show respect for our ancestors and the people before us, that bothers a lot of people. Let's get deep tonight. Let's get deep tonight.
So the brainwashing begins. He said when they show reverence, respect to their ancestors, people get mad. Why would anybody be upset about that? So let's hear how they show respect to their ancestors that makes people mad. Why would anybody be upset? But to keep the movement going, you have to make it seem like you guys got conflict with other people.
right? Because
Africans don't care about anything that FBA is doing. Just FYI.
one thing we do as foundational Black Americans, which is part of the Majara spirit, you pay homage to your ancestors. That's why people always trying to shame us, talking about, well, y'all slavery, y'all still living in slavery, y'all still worrying about the past. Stop worrying about the past. Stop worrying about some slavery. No, no, no. We're gonna always show respect and give honor to our foundational Black American ancestors, especially the ones who were enslaved, who
Guys, think about this. So you see how he's catching himself in a lie? His ancestors, those slaves, they came from Africa. Those are Africans. Those are Africans. So what African would be mad at you for honoring your ancestors who were Africans who were taken as slaves? What African would be mad at that? Certainly not the Caribbeans. The Caribbeans, they also experience slavery directly. So, which group is he referring to that is getting mad? Let's hear it.
put it down and sacrifice for us. They didn't put in all of that work and suffer and sacrifice and make sure that the lineage would be maintained. They didn't sacrifice for us so that we would forget about them. Like my cousin just called up and said, our grandfather who died in the early 1960s, he left land, money, a whole bunch of stuff for us, for the next generation. We still give them honor and praise. Those foundational Black American ancestors, they were looking out for us. They were thinking about us when they were going through the suffering that they were going through and going through the sacrifice they were going through. They were thinking about us, and I'm going to always show them the respect.
So, you see, so Tariq just told us his grandparents, those people, they left them like huge land. They can live off of it for generations, right? It means those people are much, much closer to slavery. How did they do so much better than people today then? How is that possible? Maybe the stories, some of the stories, history, you got to remember, they can lie about it. I mean, we see it right in front of us right now. They are trying to rewrite history, trying to convince us. For example, like when they say, "Oh, we were out there, fighting up for," even they say George Floyd, like BLM. BLM is a LGBTQ organization pretending to just say black. They know if you say Black Lives Matter, who's gonna come and go against that. So the black is used to get things done, you know. So now FBA is the same thing. Tariq just sat here and let the FBAs know how his grandparents, great grandparents left him huge land. But he's over here playing games with you, telling you you should waste your time, waiting for reparation or hating on other people, telling you, it is the tethers. The tethers are the ones blocking, you know, what we got going on. Oh, the tethers are not on code. But what is the code? I mean, you just told us the tethers don't have the majora spirit. FBAs naturally have the majora. So maybe, just maybe the majora is the issue. Because since this majora, cannot be compromised, it's in the blood, the tethers, we don't have it. So, I mean, you can't blame us because we lack the majora spirit. Okay? But here we go.
Respect that they're supposed to get. That's part of the root work culture. when you're tapping into nature and you're respecting the ancestral energy and drawing strength from that ancestral energy. You understand? Earlier, we talked about the fig tree. I remember the other day I was talking about the fig trees in my grandmother's yard, and then
Guys, listen to this story. Man, the way Tariq sounds, he fabricates these stories like this only applies to them, like, fig trees only grow in backyard. I mean, this is wild. I remember a fig tree in our backyard area too, but I want to hear this fig tree story.
a lot of other people were talking about how their grandmothers had those fig trees growing up. Raise your hand if y'all had a fig tree in your yard. You're foundational Black American, you got family in the South, most likely your grandparents, somebody had a fig tree in their yard. Raise your hand if your family had a fig tree in the yard. Do y'all know there was some spiritual significance to that? A lot of Black families, foundational Black Americans, would have those fig trees
Here we go. So it's only the foundational Black Americans who have like the fig tree. They have all this knowledge. I just want you guys to listen to what I've been telling you about the main character syndrome.
in their yard for spiritual protection. A lot of y'all didn't even know that. A lot of those fig trees were used as spiritual protection. Yeah, they would use the fruit to make jams and food and all that, but the fig tree represented a spiritual protection. It was a spiritual
So, did you guys know what Tariq just did here? Tariq just told his FBA congregation that their ancestors, they are strictly 100% African. Yeah, this is like some this is like African tribe, some culture that believe in worshiping the tree. So, exactly, Audrey, they might be Igbos. So they are practicing their ancient culture still, the superstition, but want to act like and say it's called majora. No, you're just practicing your ancient African tribal, from your tribe probably, because some of those tribes they they worship trees. They do. So especially if they took most of them to the south, which the climate there, you know, sort of looks like where they came from in Africa. And yes, the fig tree, as far as I know, even in the traditions, it's seen as something healing and spiritual. So they are continuing their African tradition. That's what he's explaining here. He's just probably never he doesn't know the origin of it, but that's what he's explaining. But he's trying to remove Africans from it. But it's from Africa. Here we go.
plant. It was a spiritual tree. A lot of the foundational Black American ancestors understood that the fig tree had biblical significance because the fig tree is mentioned in the Bible several times. And in different cultures, the fig tree has a lot of spiritual significance. A lot of the ancestral energy is said to have been in those fig trees. So that was very special to foundational Black Americans and our culture. See, a lot of folks don't know that. We don't put two and two together. We got to learn our family's culture, man. We've always
And like a lot of the FBAs, they lost their ancient African culture when they, because the majority they fled from the south. This is why they like to accuse Africans of fleeing. It is the FBAs themselves that fled from the south. They fled from the KKK, because the KKK used to terrorize them. So it was more like a rebellion, like like in African countries, how those civil wars happen. People fleeing away from the rebels. Yes, like I'm sure they're gonna be like, but it's in the same country. Yeah, people move from one, refugees can still flee from one end of the country to the other. So when many of the FBAs they fled the South, came to New York, uh, Chicago, and California, all these big cities, mostly, you know, they fled. So this is why they like to say, "Oh, you tenants, you guys fled." They are because they are like, wait, do they know about our history of fleeing from the South? Yes, we know, but we're not holding it against you. You had to do what you had to do. I mean, I didn't expect those people to stand there and just let those night riders do whatever they want. No, it's all right. You fled. But, just don't come here and try to shame Africans talking about, oh, you Africans, you fled, Like, come on, man. Here we go.
Known about a spiritual energy that we've had and a spiritual essence that we've had. We just never really put names to things. We just certain. It's just the way we are, just how we do things. Just like our foundational Black American sisters, y'all don't you don't have to use a cookbook. You understand? White women have to they got to get cookbooks. They got to write.
He has to go to white women. I mean, really. So that's massa. The best cooks in the country are white women. So, but let's hear him continue.
Stuff down, and I'm going to use some cinnamon. I'm going to use 2 cups of butter. I'm going to use a teaspoon of paprika. I'm going to get some cloves and chives in there, and I'm going to get a big box of baking soda. You got to have.
Do you guys see the white accent? The FBA, they said they like to roast people, right? They said we have a roasting culture. But imagine if a white person, the same thing that he's doing, imagine a white person talking about, can I order some fried chicken, watermelon, some chitlins? They would say, oh, he is racist. But look at what he's doing.
Instructions, foundational Black American women. Y'all didn't grow up learning how to cook with no goddamn cookbook. There was a spiritual essence guiding you, telling you what to cook. You never read a damn.
Are you guys hearing this? So they are being guided spiritually to cook. So I guess Africans had to write it down. Everybody else had to write it down too. Exactly. The Paula lady, she's the best cook. Yeah, the blacks would stand in line, make long lines to go into the white lady's restaurant to get some fried chicken. Who are you guys kidding? You guys think we didn't see it? You're talking about Paula Dean. You guys thought we didn't see it on TV. We did.
Cookbook. The spirit told you what to put in there. Your spiritual energy told you just the right ingredients to put in this stuff.
All right. Let me bring in Kidola. Guys, the link is in the chat. Hit the link and come join the conversation. Kidola, welcome to the Afrodamus Report.
Afrodamus, man. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, I know. I've been busy. Kidola, I hope you brought. Do you have majora spirit?
He formed like doing form of good juice.
Huh?
You know me?
Kidola, what do you think about chaotic conversation with Tariq Nasheed?
I think what happened is this. If you're Black American, come and defend yourself. You're right here now. Because your master be disgracing you. I think it looked like a 5-year-old boy who is trying to big up other 5-year-old kids.
Yeah.
In the playground.
Yeah.
So his brain, the way he think, is more like a 5-year-old boy, but it's also transferring such a, can I call it knowledge or big up type of thing to a group of Black Americans who brain or IQ so almost like 5-year-old boys also. Right. So it's giving them names, right? So in a way, he's telling them who they are, but he's the one benefiting from it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
What do you think about the what he was just saying? How the spirit guides them to cook? How come the spirit only guide them to cook macaroni and cheese?
yeah, yeah, that is, you see, it's applying the same. He applied church way, like if it's a pastor,
Yeah,
he applied all kind of formula
yeah,
to say who he is to his own people. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So based on these things, so it is in a way, it's allowing us as Africa to understand that the IQ of a typical Black American is very low. You know what I mean? So it's very low, and based on that, we can see that an African cannot even think like what he's thinking right now, because see what he's doing. He thought he's using psychology, but
Right.
due to his standard of education, because he's a dropout, I don't think this guy ever attended high school. So what is using is using
You
what
see,
called,
you see, talking to Chaotic, Chaotic is a lot smarter. So
oh yes,
he asked him questions, and you see, Chaotic didn't allow it to become a shouting match.
oh yes, oh
Yeah,
yes,
because
and
he wanted to get he wanted to hear what he had to say, and he admitted that he made it up.
yeah, because look, it's you know, you see, I did some psychology, right? I did some clinical psychology, counseling, and other things.
Right.
You see, when you were playing, I was kind of like listening to him. He want to play smart, but not really smart. He tried everything. Something dabble into, like if he's preaching, then he have other people coming in to explain what they did in the past, right? They those it's like Bible reading dudes, but still it will go back again to his very low IQ, like a 5 years old boy. I
You
say
know,
him as a 5 years old boy whose knowledge is still very, very low. He must said you know, he did this, he did that, but based on his because he's looking for society big up, he can really,
like what this remind me. There's like that some Nigerian content creator online. He does that. He's supposed to be a lawyer, and but no, he would start using big words or Google.
yeah.
So like Tariq is doing the same thing. He's using these words, and when you ask him, and he would twist because he goes around and around.
Yeah,
He
because he
uses
knows, Afrodamus, he know the people he's selling it to,
yeah,
they're not so smart. So he's selling it to people who call themselves FBA that's already been commercialized by him himself, you know, be registered as by him. He
Yeah.
owns that title, right?
right,
He's not using that name to call people. So what he's doing, he's telling them, now I'm the new slave master. You understand me? So
Right.
I give you this name. Because that name is already been commercialized. So what I say here is that anybody can give Black Americans names. Just when they come with this lady that call, she is black. You understand me? You
right.
see, so the white man know actually who they are. You understand me? Sorry to say, Black Americans, it seems like you are in a confused state. You know, when somebody's confused, that look left and right and backward, that we are saying, because if he makes such a joke to a typical Africans, they will look at him first and bust out laughing. You know what I mean? Because he said somebody will make up Yoruba, somebody will make up Igbo.
Igbo.
These are names that have languages that follow these names.
Right.
Dressing, the way you think,
Food,
the way they bury food, bury ceremony, and everything. He
and
brought in some.
when he was talking about the tree, doesn't it sound like they are following their
Yeah. He tried to bring it up. See, he's stealing every. You see the way he formed Ogun. You know, at first he was selling Ogun juice,
Yeah.
right? So he will pick some African words and try to twist it, right? He will pick this word, pick that word. So to a typical Black American, Ogun juice It's like, wow, that's cool. But to us as African, we understand you're bringing in a voodoo thing. I call it juice. You understand me? Look at what he said about that something root something root. He's trying to bring in things that are actually, if you study him, you can understand this guy just elementary, not really elementary. Might be in Africa we call it primary 4.
Yeah, and when you come and ask him, he would insult you so that it make it a laugh. It let these people know. See, these Africans, they hate on us. They are
Yes.
hating.
Yeah, that is a childish. That's why I said his brain is still very childish. The people is selling this game to, they're very, very childish. So if you just start studying now through him, right, through his eyes and the way it thinks, right, then you start thinking, okay, is it what Black Americans get? Is this their game really? Is that they can go very low? The people are donating to this guy $2 million to this low class, low IQ dude. You understand me? So to this guy, you don't take this guy seriously. You just see him as somebody who just want to make money, but he knows his own people are dumbass. So he playing a game, and that game actually is the one benefiting from. FBA is a commercialized name that he himself is gaining from, and
So,
that
Kidola,
name.
are you surprised that he forced Nigeria on Chaotic, and Chaotic came as an American?
Yeah, because that, I think maybe my engagement once before. What Chaotic did is a typical a teacher in the class.
Yeah.
You understand me? So when a teacher want to throw
Chaotic
you off,
used to be a teacher.
yeah. So what Chaotic did,
And you know who he used to teach? The FBA kids too.
So
He talked about that in this yeah.
Yeah, Chaotic just brought his teaching games towards him and throw him off, throw him out of balance. And you can see that he used babbling a lot. You can see that he was babbling. He could not really understand where Chaotic is coming from, what is going on. So he started using kind of like insulting words against Chaotic. And Chaotic just kind of like absorb it and look at him like, you're just primary 4, elementary 4, student. You're not more than that.
Yeah, you're right. Chaotic used his teaching techniques to
yes. That he used that a lot on him.
Yeah.
When some questions he was asking him, that's like teaching skills that he used on him. You understand me? And you can see that his level of education is not more than the primary 4. Is a young kid, maybe 4 years in elementary school or 3 years in the garden, in the schoolyard.
I know it's crazy. Let's bring in Kedo also. Kedo, are you there? Kedo, unmute yourself.
Yes, okay. I like the conversation tonight, also because, like I said previously, I said the fact that that you are bringing knowledge, you are making people to know.
Kedo, your audio.
Hello?
Are
you getting me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So are you getting me now?
Yes. So what do you think about the conversation that Tariq was having with Chaotic?
So I think the conversation will be something knowledgeable that Africans around the world can learn from, but I think that Africans will stop having conversation with people because like let me just say,
oh man, your
why
audio.
Africans start having conversation with.
Hold on, Kedo, your audio. Go out and come back. Yeah, Kedo's it looks like
it's Nigeria background. It's Nigeria background. It seems like Kedo live in where noise is taking place.
But Kidola, okay, listening to Tariq, because there's Africans who get upset, right? They get mad, they want to engage it. But I bring this conversation for people to hear it really good. I mean, what do you think Africans should learn from this? Just the guy saying, he's making this up. He's just like, what do you think? Because a lot of Africans are engaging these FBAs online on TikTok, especially, especially the women. So, what do you make of it?
I think let's just be honest. What I say here is the more you listen to him, I've seen a lot of uh, low stuff for him. Somebody that is not too that all bright. When I mean all, it's somebody that is level of. You see, you don't need to go to school actually to have
make
some
money.
To make money.
Right.
So what he's doing, right, is playing into the street game and bringing it into.
He's very street smart.
His street smart, bringing it to on that type of level to some people that they are the dumbass.
Right.
You understand? Because for you to pimp other Black American girls, he understands their brain. He grew up in that society.
Right.
So he know what to say that will trigger them. And he know what to do that will open up their pulse towards him, So everything that he's doing is for him to gain. He's adding a little bit comedy on it because he knows people like comedy.
Right.
And also adding some little bit hate against some other group of people. His people like that. It's almost, you can call it roasted. You understand me? Roasted something can be funny, right? Can be comedy. It can be a little bit, kind of like trickish, So that's what
used Tariq used to be a pimp, I guess.
So that what is adding together. So then the new game now is the popular game, which is I ain't no African. You understand me? That is a new game now. So what he's doing is picking some of them in TikTok, seeing what is going on. Then when you think the other side is making more money, people like those that say they're Indians, he dabble into that group a little bit to draw some people there also who say they're natives. So he's moving around, chipping in where he think he can gather some crowd and make them believe who they are. You understand me? The way he's behaving, right? If you check his own people, what I mean, the Africans they took from Africa, he have to understand if they behave the way he behaved, those will not be alive to today.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those who was heavily smart, they could build their own clothes out of the cotton they were picking because they learned that already from Africa. They could make a drink called cognac, right?
Yeah.
Out of all these things. Because these people were far more relaxed, think deep to survive the belly of the beast where they are. You understand me? So those people were not playing games. They were serious. But now what he's doing, he tried to make fool out of those people. You understand me? He's trying to bring what those people were worshiping at that time and bring it to kind of like a game. Yes, there might be some of them. Let me tell you the truth, Afrodaimos. The first Africans that came to the United States, they passed a lot of their culture to their second generation, the one that they be given birth to.
Right.
You understand me? Those who learn some of the gods, those who learn some of the languages, and those who learn some of the food. Yet there's no African food. Might be that no African food in the United States at that time, but they could twist some certain things and try to mimic it into where they were coming from. You understand me? So what he's doing, right, is making a fool out of those people. And if those people like cheating themselves, yeah, there's sometimes people sell each other out, but the game was not the kind of game that he's playing now. He's playing a game to a certain group of people that will buy it. Let me call it some kind of lonely people and make it a general name of all the ethnic people that have different, all United States blacks, they are like Africans. They don't share, they are different in culture, the way they depends where you are. But he's trying to generalize it on his own commercial name that he created and start calling all of them FBA. and making food out of that FBA because he have a brain of a 5 years old boy.
Exactly. Let's bring in Ja.
Hey, what's going on, Afrodamus? What's going on, Kidola?
Bro.
How's it going?
Not much, just in traffic listening to the conversation. See
Yeah,
if I
what do you
can
think? What do you
probably
think about
add something there.
the conversation between Tariq and Karik and the takes we're having here?
So I didn't actually listen to the specific conversation between those two, but I listened to Chaotic Truth's channel, and I see that he's like he's declaring war on Tariq Nasheed and the FBA. So I mean, it's it is what it is. I mean, I'm glad he's kind of doing it. Someone has to call it out. If you listen to Chaotic Truth's platform, it's a very diverse kind of platform where it has African Americans and white people, Africans. They have different people on it. So,
Like
a lot of people
this
don't agree
panel.
with his rhetoric. Yeah, So a lot of people don't agree with Tariq Nasheed's
Yeah, but
narrative.
nah, a lot of people agree with Tariq. It's, that's the problem. Like, people like to say, "Oh no, it's not a lot of black people." No, look, you go and yeah, there are people that oppose him, but he has a lot more supporters than those who are against him.
Yeah, so I think it appears that way, but I think what Tariq Nasheed is doing is like you know creating like inflammatory comments and saying outlandish things. This is what attracts some of his viewers, or people that's interested in and never heard anything like this before. So it draws a lot of attention. People that make inflammatory comments about a specific group of people, it
Yeah,
draws
but
a lot of
there
viewership.
are people. Well, I mean, there are people, that believe in what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, yeah. You have like the blind leading the blind, right? So you have some.
See, like what Tariq is saying, this is beyond just making money. For example, just like Nightingale said, Afridamus, that's how cults are formed, by isolating a section of society and programming them with a form of superiority. Exactly. That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. You know, let's see. Let me read this real quick. Joseph Safara, thank you for the super chat. He said, Afridamus report. He said, fleeing is a great thing. Some victors fled the battles just to win the war, and that's a fact. Example: Gucci fled from Italy. Today, Negroes wear him and use it as a slang. Exactly. Thank you for that insight. Go ahead. And yeah, why do they like to accuse Africans of fleeing?
Um, I guess because of their what they see as far as like on the continent, and the things that's happening in Europe, and how people are trying. I mean, it's sort of like an anti-immigration kind of like rhetoric coming from
Yeah,
Europe
but
and
they said
America.
they said they fought for the Africans to come here, according to Tariq.
Yeah.
But that's not true.
Oh no, I think he's talking about like civil rights, like
No,
civil rights.
civil rights have nothing to do with us Africans. When that was going on, most African nations were still colonized. Like, how can a people who are fighting for civil rights fight for colonized people to, like, what's the fight going to be about? Back then,
No, I think the
the
civil
people were
rights
not
was
trying
about
to leave. They were not trying to leave. People like during that time, even the educated Africans, they just wanted to take over and work. The people that come to school, they leave. Africans just started staying longer and longer outside. That's a new thing. But
yeah, but I mean that just
before it was
just goes to
hard.
show that most of the migration that was happening to America was happening after the civil rights.
Right,
Mhm.
because the world, because America itself was closed. Like, movement wasn't as easy. That's not only from Africa, India, Eastern Europe. This is just right after World War II. You had the Korean War. The world was in turmoil. So, so even for the civil rights, that's all a communist movement to help push, quote unquote, civil rights for black people here. But there was no way for the blacks to be able to say they're fighting for Africans. Africans are colonized. Most countries
Wait. You
were
said it's a communist movement, the civil rights era,
yeah, Marxists. Look
Marxism.
it up.
Oh yeah, all right.
Just
Yeah, I would
yeah,
say that there were some Marxists within
yeah.
I guess the civil
Look up
rights, but
Martin Luther
I don't know
King
if all of them
defied.
were considered like Marxists. Like I don't know
Well,
if
they believe in the ideology. How this works is just like the BLM Marxist ideology.
yeah,
There
but
are
the thing is,
people
the
all
civil
day
rights wasn't
here.
like a monolithic type of movement. It was
Well,
various movements that
well,
had
every
various different
movement,
opinions and
yeah, every
strategies.
movement, how it works is, yeah, you're gonna get people who are diehard there about the ideology. Um, there are some they just in it. They don't know why they are in it. They just because they sell anger. If you're an angry person who hates seeing other people rich, and these people say we want to take the rich down, you join them. So some people are in it like that, and but it's just a combination of a whole bunch of people with different grievances.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I essentially the same grievance, but different strategies about going about it, right? So you had like the Nation of Islam, you had Martin Luther King, and you had the Black Panthers.
Right.
They all had different ideologies, but they all had the same grievance, right? Which was equality and justice and things of that nature. I think that was a good thing, the civil rights.
Right,
But
right. Well,
I mean, there's
every
parts of
good
it I
thing
agree with,
they
and there's parts I
hijacked it.
don't agree with, as far as like integration and things. I don't think. I think that kind of panned out for the worse, and I think it panned out for the worse. But I mean, I guess because of the civil rights era, I don't know if white
So do
people
you do
began to
you do you
become
have
more
the
compassionate to black
majora
people. Or,
spirit?
nah.
Wait,
I
you
don't
don't
even know
have
what
the
that
major
is. Nah.
you don't have the majora spirit?
Nah. But it's interesting that you mentioned how this majora spirit that they're mentioning, right? It could be something that was passed down from their elders or grandparents
Oh yeah,
that
about the
could have came
tree,
from the ancestors, and they just don't know. They just
about the fig tree.
the fig tree
Oh
and all of
yeah,
these
oh
different
yeah. I mean,
spirits and
yeah,
animism and all of this stuff, right?
yeah. Where else? Where else did it come from?
Yeah, no, it definitely came from the African ancestry. And I
Yeah.
think that's what a lot of FBAs, they don't want to face that fact that, oh, we are descendants of Africa. They don't, it's like they want to cut themselves off from Africa, which doesn't make
The
sense to
thing
me.
is, like when those groups they brought those Africans here, like their descendants, people that live here, yeah, they might not know, what tribe or where they come from or the name, but there are certain
Yeah, I mean,
things.
they didn't know
There
what
are certain
they might
things.
have not known the specific tribe, right? Per
There are
se, right?
certain
But
things.
everyone generally knew that we came from Africa, bro. Like, if you
Right.
read Booker T's Washington book, Up from Slavery, like they knew they came from Africa. He said it. The
Even
slaves knew that
Jesse
they came
Lee
from
says
Africa.
it. Even Jesse Lee Peterson says that. Look,
What does he say?
I said even he, because you guys would want to call him a coon. He agrees that you guys came from there, from Africa. But my point is, there are certain things people will do, like black. They will say, "Oh, we made this specially." No, like it's passed on from generation to generation, but you just don't know the origin of it. But it came from
Exactly.
your
Yeah, I agree.
ancestors came here.
Afro see people that confuse these people. They are the people like the Smokey Robinson.
Oh, the Motisa.
Yeah, the people like the Diana Ross.
Yeah.
So these people, they were very close to the white man. They were like the buffer zone.
Rick too.
And 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 based on that colorism, those ones were telling the real Negro ones, you poor and civilized enough to talk to the master.
Yeah.
You understand me? And those one will tell you, I ain't African. The master said you're African. And some of these games will be used for a very long time also in the classroom. That in the classroom, they will try to now to make them permanently now. So there will be no kind of like communication between them and the Africans because they have to find a way to also divide them also.
So, but Kidola, the way especially is going, and the young ones talk about this on TikTok too, and it's because now there's more and more Africans in the Western world, and they have connection back to Africa, and they're now Africans. They are really becoming more and more proud of who they are, of their culture. In the next 5-6 years, how do you see this going? Do you think Africans would completely delineate?
The Africans always proud about their culture. The problem, the African never have a platform
to express it, right?
To express it.
Right.
Culture is not what you say too much. Culture is the way people view you.
Right.
You understand me? So I don't need to explain my culture to you a lot about me, about my culture. You will see it in me.
Right.
Right? The way I think, the way I dress, the way I carry myself, and my food. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But for you to be continuing to explain your culture, mean to say you try to defend something.
You're not secure within your culture. If you got to keep explaining it to people. You're supposed to be living it. It's a way of life. You're supposed to live it.
So you're not secure about the culture you try to promote. He tried to promote a totally different type of culture called the FBA culture. But most Black Americans have certain type of culture, which is very close to the African type of culture. You understand me? So he's trying to form a total things around himself to be the boss inside some certain group of court that actually, who can donate money for him. He's selling his deodorant. He's a marketer. This guy just marketing something. He's just selling something, bro. You know what I mean? So, but for him to sell those goods, you need to play in those people's minds. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. It will be for Africans who don't know much about what is going on. First of all, they will pause and look. Slowly, you will start turning them off. You understand me? They start seeing, okay, this group of people a little bit funny.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. Like, there was a guy I was listening to his show on TikTok. I think he's Sierra Leonean, lives in the UK. There was someone that called and he started making sure he asked. He said, "Are you FBA? Do you believe in?" The guy's like, "But he said, no. If you're one of those, you guys are no longer welcome on our platform. Us Africans, we don't want to deal with your wahala. You guys are too confused." More and more Africans are beginning to say this.
Yeah. See,
and so there were people that agreed with him in the chat, and they came, they called in, they were discussing it.
After that much, what I'm saying here is what happened in UK between the Jamaicans and the Africans. When the Jamaicans kind of like tried to belittle the Africans, come a time the Africans could not really take it anymore. What did they do? The Africans bond together and form what called a gang. You understand? Mm-hmm. That gang now becomes so very brutal. You understand? So they would take. So when I'm in Africa, I'm talking about even biracial children who their father are Africans and their mother are British. They become far more dangerous than the real Africans now in that group of guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. They become very, very dangerous that these guys can just take you off, delete you. So they were really deleting themselves, and the Africa was going so hard. What happened? The Jamaicans have a community elders. So they came together and said, why are we brothers fighting each other? You understand me? It was the community elders because the Jamaicans already have what called that foundation already. That's what keep peace. That the Jamaicans now form together now, and the Africans, and go after the Somalians. You now become, I'm an African, you said you're not. Now from there, they also keep peace also. So it was not just very easy like that. But what I say with the Black American culture, to form such basic foundation will be very, very difficult because everybody want to be somebody.
But the blacks, there's a lot of different other groups.
So everybody want to be somebody, and that somebody, it becomes something. So it wasn't like what he's saying about the Africans now doesn't mean the Jamaicans they do it to the Africans also. You understand me? When the Jamaicans see you on the bus, they call you Bombo Clark. They call you fucking African.
I heard they used to say picky head or something like that, right?
You can see this. There was a guy, one Ghana guy that came here. I forget his name. It's a Ghana guy that said he doesn't want to do with the Caribbeans or the Jamaicans.
Quincy.
Look, 1995, 1996. I was in London. I swear to God, I was waiting for my friend. The Jamaicans robbed him. They put gun on his head. They say, "You fucking African, I want to give me that post out of you." The guy came to meet me. I said, "Man, I'll be waiting for you. What's your problem?" He said, "Man, if I don't know what happened to him right now, he's just been jump up." I said, "Who?" He said, "By Jamaicans who put shit on his head." I said, "You took your money." He said, "Yes." So what you see now with the Black Americans, the Jamaicans did it also before to the Africans. So it was not just that kind of kumbaya, but they could settle their peace. Will this one fade out and settle peace? Maybe. But one thing I will let you to know, the Africans will never come down. They will never, never, never come down. If you make it higher, they'll go higher with you too. You understand me? But it can be. That's why I said, let's take us back to the classroom. You see, is what this guy is doing, it didn't just start now. It started also in the classroom even to the 80s, whereby when they say Africa was hungry, Africa is hungry, Africa is hungry. Right. When they start showing these big, I don't know how they got those children with big belly or whatever they were doing, and they showed that
like the Feed the Children commercials and stuff
all
like that.
around. And in the classroom, some of these teachers are not really blacks. Some of them, they are white. And they will tell them, you have to be lucky that you are not African. You have to be lucky. You have to be lucky. You ain't African. Because the Africans are hungry. They have a lot of disease. So they continue feeding them these negative things in their head. This was to stop the communication between them and the Africans. So it did just started.
Yeah, you're right about that, Kidola. There was a saying in a Black American, like, I don't want to say Black American household, but there was a saying in the household that, like, at the dinner table when some children might waste some of their food, they would say, don't waste your food. They're starving people in Africa. Eat all your food.
Because they started this things already the moment.
Yeah.
When they stopped the slave trade. You understand me?
That's the propaganda. The
propaganda started from there to stop the communication between them, because they know years to come they will meet, they will communicate together. They start building.
It started to happen during the civil rights and the independence of Africa era. The 60s and all that time. That's when it started.
The French people was showing the monkey tail on the Africans' SS also. So the Africans have monkey tail in their ass. That's what King Leopold brought some Africans to in Belgium. So it's a part of the propaganda. But now YouTube now become a blessing. YouTube now become a blessing. So they create YouTube, and YouTube now see things. I think when I was in Nigeria in 1992, 1993, sometimes with Voice of America and BBC, I'll be looking at if I listen to their news and their propaganda, I'll be thinking, am I in Nigeria? Because they will try to really destroy Abacha with lies, with propaganda and everything. Because Abacha said doesn't want the dollars. We have enough naira to take care of ourselves.
Right.
You understand me? They do everything to rubbish that guy's name on propaganda machine. You start taking you
Yeah,
when you
no,
work for,
Abacha used to. That's why he used to kick the BBC people out.
yeah.
That,
So what you're seeing now is the bread of that bread of that, and Tariq Rashid is in that group of that class that will be fed into these things from 70s, 80s, from elementary school, from early 70s, in between late 70s, early 80s, to where he's now to today. He's a student of that class.
You know, that's an interesting point. That's an interesting point because me growing up as a person that's was born in the early '90s, right? Like I didn't get that propaganda growing up, So it's interesting. That's why I always say this seems to be a sort of generational kind of mindset that some people have. Some of these older generations have this mindset, and it was because they were fed these propagandas in school and through the media. If you ever watched like Walt Disney, they were, it was incredibly racist, towards
It's a big one.
Africans and Black Americans, really.
And one other thing, Afro Diamonds, if Africans are playing football or doing sport with some of these guys, I go with athletics, right?
yeah.
If you check inside the 80s, the Black Americans don't want to hang around with the Africans. You understand? They look down, they look down on them. You understand me? A lot of these guys from
I wanted to say something real quick. What Chuku said is right. I think a lot of those images that they were being, fed, the propaganda images about Africa was coming from Nigeria. It was because of the civil war in Nigeria, and the videos and photos of those things were happening. The things that were happening were being sent to America.
Even before then, they already started talking. In Ethiopia, you see, even Ethiopia hungry people, right?
Oh yeah, true, yeah.
If we're not strong, if you're not strong, you believe the whole of Ethiopia was hungry. Ethiopia was never hungry. It was just a tiny people in the mountain, right? Because of the propaganda, that's why the whole of Ethiopia is hungry. And that stigma almost come to Ethiopia. So if you see Ethiopia, that's Ethiopia is hungry. You understand me? The insult of that word Ethiopia was almost become like a sortive name almost.
Yeah, that's true. Yo, Kiddo, even what you just said, right? There's a cartoon called South Park, and there's a character in this cartoon named Starving Marvin, but he's the skinny African kid from Ethiopia with the big head and stuff.
Yeah. Until you started watching the Ethiopia runners, who distance race. Then
they'll smoke all of us. They'll smoke all of us. Yeah.
Then your mind started reading. They say these people are hungry, but these people can run 10,000 marathons and all these things. They have a very large hearts and lungs. So propaganda sometimes can give you a stigma that you start looking at that person like, oh, is that really him? Is that really him? So that's what I'm telling you, that it's our 80s, right? It's our 80s to early 90s. If you watch Olympics games, if you watch some sports and everything, the Black Americans, they don't want to hang around with the Africans. Let me just tell you the truth. Not just only the Black Americans, also some of these South Americans and some of these Caribbeans also. You understand me? If you watch, the first Africans that Black Americans really respect was this guy from Namibia.
Oh yeah, that runner.
Yeah, that runner, Frederick somebody. Because he was smoking them. You understand me? The Caribbeans and the Black Americans, they don't want to hang around with the Africans. And the Africans are saying this. Even when the Black Americans were using steroids, the Africans shut out at that time, that 85, 86, and said, because some of them were already students in the United States. Said, no, this is not on our strength. These people are using steroids. They said, no, you fucking Africans, you are jealous.
They always say Africans, and then they got caught.
Yeah, that's what they told the Chidimo at that time. Satek Buneke of Nigeria at that time. When those guys said, no. Even before they caught Ben Johnson. Do you know why they caught Ben Johnson? Because it was a Jamaican guy from Canada,
yeah,
who beat Carl Lewis, and they said, oh no, he takes something. But then the other guys were also taking it. So
FBA has been hating on all the other blacks around
for a very long time. Just check this history. Just check the history. Sport, different things. They don't want to hang around with the Africans. That's what the Africans would do their thing, they will leave. It was only the Africans to Africans that were hanging around.
Let's bring
All
it.
right, so
Let's bring it. It's real light.
yeah, I just want to comment
Hello,
shortly, please.
hello
I was
panel,
saying
hello
something.
panel.
I was saying something today, but
My
my
brother.
network was giving problem.
Hold on, Kedo. Let's bring. It's been real light. Then we'll
Hello
bring
panel.
Mac.
How's
Is this you,
yeah? How's everybody?
Mac?
It's going
So
on, Mac.
Mac, are you FBA?
Yeah, I'm FBA and Majara.
Yeah. So you got the majora spirit.
Yeah, man, all up in my bones and
So can you
through my
explain some of?
DNA.
So do I have the majora spirit?
Nah, brother, you're cool though, but you don't. You know,
But what about
you
Kidola?
you know us FBA. We got a certain type of swag about ourselves. That's what it is, basically,
But
just swag. It's another word for swag, huh?
does Kidola have the majora spirit?
Oh no, Kidola's like a million light years away. You're like maybe 100,000 light years away.
But what is the majora? What you're saying and what Tariq is saying is different. He made it up.
But see, we understand what it means when he says
Oh,
when he says majara. It's just a thing. It's like a, you know how they say that term and inside joke that only certain people understand. We
yeah.
understand exactly what he means.
But
Now,
you heard him.
if he tries to explain it to you or Ola or somebody else, they may not quite get it, but we just know what he means instinctively, intuitively.
So did you hear him say he made it up?
Yeah, but I mean, all at some point, all cultures or whatever were made up. Somebody had to come up with the bright idea. This is what we're gonna do, or this is what we're gonna call ourselves. I
So
mean,
so
same
so,
thing.
so what about the fig tree story?
I can relate to what he was saying.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so 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 then he said because FBA food, they got the majora spirit. But why is FBA people lining up
Yeah, that's just
at the white restaurant? The white
that's
line up.
just a that's just a fancy way of saying, like, we have a saying like, man, you put your foot in this when somebody really threw down in the kitchen, or you
Yeah.
threw your drawers in it. That's all he's saying.
Oh, jeez.
The majora spirit, you threw
But
your drawers in it, you put your foot in it, man.
are you guys hearing this? Let me bring Kato.
But look, I wanted to ask a question though
Okay.
to the panel. I mean, I wanted to ask you guys if FBA decided, which I don't think is true, to totally disconnect to Africa in every way, go off on their own, do their own thing, whatever, whatever. I mean, what does it matter to you guys? I mean, shouldn't you guys just be saying good riddance? I mean, why do you even care?
We don't care. We're just letting our people know, those who were
But
confused.
you're
Well,
discussing it right now though.
right, because you
So
guys
that's
keep
kind of
talking.
Listen,
contradictory.
but I would say I care as an African American. I care
Yeah.
because I feel like a lot of the people that are FBAs are being misled with misinformation and stuff like that, and they're just some of them are just even distorting history and distorting. Like I don't like that part of it. Yeah.
Now, but see, one thing about it, I think you guys shouldn't be so kind of truculent and kind of cocky, because us FBA, we're kind of like big brother to you guys, man. I mean, if things went down for some strange or some odd reason, just out of the blue, some virus or something spread, or some type of alien invasion, and white so-called white people's bodies were body snatched by aliens, and they decided to turn on you guys, to turn on black people in general. I mean, who you think you're gonna have in your corner? Who's gonna be in your corner?
Well, you
You know what
should
I'm saying?
ask.
To help you or defend you.
You should tell that to Tariq.
You guys aren't what, but your population is but so big. I mean, what are you guys like? 2 million, 3 million here?
No, Africans, they're huge. What are you talking about? Billions.
No, I'm talking about here in the States.
Oh, the FBAs, probably about a
No,
couple
I'm talking.
thousand.
I'm no, I'm talking about immigrant Africans. Like,
Oh,
what's
about
your
like public, I think
population?
like 2 million, 3 million.
Yeah, and
But
we're like 48 million strong. So, I mean, I don't think it's wise for you guys to alienate yourselves from us. I mean,
wait, wait,
why
wait a
won't you
minute.
just why won't you guys just respect the fact that we got this movement or whatever? Just
Wait,
respect it.
wait,
I mean,
wait.
But
why
but you
criticize it?
don't think the FBA movement is alienating the
But
Africans
Yeah.
from African
I gotta,
Americans?
I have to come up and say what I want to
It
say
it
now.
it,
Shut
sh-
up, please.
Hold on, Mark.
it shouldn't alienate you guys. It
Hold
shouldn't.
on, Mark.
All right.
Hold
Why
on.
should it?
No,
Hello,
but you
hello.
hear some of the rhetoric. You hear some of the rhetoric that's
Hold
come
on,
from
guys. Hold on. Go ahead, Kato.
All right. So, what I was trying to say today, while I was having network problem, I've got to learn something that I'm not. What I'm talking here is not. I'm not trying to like to say I want to put down someone just to attack or insult. No. First of all, I am a young man. I may be in fact I'm the youngest among everyone here. I'm a very 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 young man, but I'm just a realist. I like to talk the truth.
Yeah. And you're
So
here learning, right?
yes. So what I want to say is to I don't know the mildest expression to use, but what I learned from a lot of wise people is once you talk with a fool and you argue with a fool, you will be seen as a fool. The likes of, for example, there are some people, I don't want to just limit it to just black Americans alone, right? Because there are some black Americans who are wise. Not all black Americans are that there are some black Americans that are foolish, there are some that are wise. There are some black Africans like there are some Liberians. There are some Liberians who are, I mean just put them use my own nationality as a case study too, so you can know.
Yeah.
There are some Liberians who are foolish and there are some Liberians who are wise. So when a person come across a person who is not wise, and all the time the person is just doing something that is foolish, and all the time you are just going to them, talking to them, all the time going to them, talking to them, like at the end of the day, the person will start to look like a fool because you keep talking about the same thing, hanging, panking about it. But what I think we should do about it is we should. Yeah, I'm on the line. Good evening. We should look for us, but we should try to solve the problem. Like you see, like I was talking about the knowledge issue the last time. I says Black Africans around the world are suffering because they lack knowledge.
Right.
So we should try to use to teach Black Africans around the world. Through one example is what Afro Damos is doing, and another one through movies, another one through a lot of things. And
Exactly.
stop arguing with foolish people like the likes of Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed is a foolish man. And if a person go all the time, that mean to be frank with you, people like that, people like the likes of Tariq Nasheed, these other people like and other black Americans who are fake, who come and lie about, oh, we created this and we created that. Even they themselves know that they are fake. I let to call them. I let any black American who lie on things that was already in Africa before, and things that were owned by other group of people before, and try to lie and say they created. I let to call for me. My statement for them is dumb fake man. And I let to call the white man fake man. I let to call the black Americans who let to be fake. I let to call them dumb fake man because they are fake in a dumb way, and the white man is fake in a smart way. So if you argue over a dumb fake man, it will make you look like a fool. So what we should be doing, like people who are foolish most of the time around the world, they are the one that comes in the inbox of wise people. So when wise people are talking, you see them embarrassing, them trying to fight, hating all of that. So we should not be trying to be arguing with fools. Because we will start to make Africans will look like children. It will look like to say it's a childish thing. Do you know how white people, in fact, white people can sometimes think that Africans are into. They will start to think that black people, they will start to stereotype all black people and think that we are all intellectually inferior.
Right.
Because there are certain discussions that we should not get into. Especially educated people. I'm an educated man. That certain kind of thing me. When I meet up with somebody says someone has certain discussion with me, I can just cut it off. Even if the person is insulting me and telling me, "Oh, you're an African Buddhist trasher. Oh, look at you. You going to roast bush meat. Oh, look at that. You are enjoying this soul food. We made this soul food. This that trying to act like they are too civilized." I know Black American like to act like they are too civilized, and we know that they themselves know that there are a lot of other people who are even more. Trust me, there are a lot of Africans who are more civilized, and one of the number one reason why Black Americans have pride is because they think they are too civilized, and that their Black culture, even that I see them discussing on YouTube, that Black culture is destroying them, and the white. And it is because of Black culture they think they are too civilized. That's why they have pride. And do you know why white supremacists do? The white people are very smart. The white people are sponsoring that thing. Let me tell you what white supremacists can act just like the devil. I don't know. That's why I think that they are worshiping the devil. Because if you read the Bible, it says the devil came to steal, kill, and destroy. So what you think white supremacists want to do anything with Black Americans that will uplift them? No. White supremacists mean thing of everything they want to do with Black Americans is to promote something that will destroy them. So they notice that Black Americans are so caught up with that Black culture thing. They think too hard of themselves. So they say, all right, we'll sponsor it. So they started to sponsor it. As time goes by, it is destroying them. In fact, forget about this gangster rap and all of that. Even if they sing about good things, the matter of fact, you are not singing using your own native language. You are not singing about things pertaining to your ancestral lineage. You are not singing about things pertaining to your identity. It's even a destruction for you. But some of them don't know. That's why white people think that they are intellectually inferior. So white people sponsor those things. And the bad part about it is hip hop came about, and some people started to use hip hop for gangster rap and other things. So it made it worse. And white people sponsor it, and because they see other people around the world copying it, they say, "Oh, but it copy us," and they say that. But it's just like LGBTQ. There are other people around the world who are practicing LGBTQ, even though it's a bad thing, in my opinion. But other people are doing it, but other people are angry with it and say that they are what? They are infesting a nation with that sickness. That is the same thing as that Black culture. Black culture is destroying Africa, is destroying Asia, is destroying the rest of the rest of the world.
So
And it is
Kato,
America who is sponsoring it. And it is
so
even
Kato,
the white boy using them to destroy themselves and to destroy the rest of the world so that the white boy can conquer the world. But they don't know that they are just pawns.
so
And they
like
think how themselves thinking they are too civilized. Don't do that, they are just foolish.
good point. So Kato, what you're saying
Yes.
is good point.
Um,
But also, do you heard the
Alfredamus,
last
can I?
time? Hold on. You made a good point. The conversation is good because you remember last time. You heard your own fellow Liberian brother wanting so bad to be Black, pushing this. So sometimes we gotta have those conversations, you know, so that other Africans see that no. This is not the way to go.
Alfredamus, I don't think Elvis is trying to be black. I think he's just trying to be open minded. He's trying to see things from both sides or whatever.
Yeah, and he wants
Yeah.
unity. Elvis is a good dude. I fuck with him.
Anyways, that was for Kato. You guys,
All right. So yes, the my other Liberian brother who is doing. That there are some Africans who I told you last time. I said some Africans they have low self-esteem because the
right,
white people, one of the major things the white people succeeded with in Africa and other parts of the world. You see, when you read North American history, you even get to know that they made the Native Americans to feel inferior about our culture so that they can love European culture. That was
right,
what they did in Africa. So they made Africans to feel inferior about our culture so that African can like everything that comes from the white man world. So any human being who lives in a white man world, so long you are doing things that the white man is promoting, Africans will just look at it to be, better. That's why you see some Africans, because they have low self-esteem and they're seeing other Black people who are most European nice, and they will start to say, "Oh, I think that person is better. Let me try to be like him." And that's why I say the cure for low self-esteem is knowledge. As long as a person get to know that, because there are some people will be fake. You will not know until you get knowledge. When you get knowledge, you get to know. And some things will be something that is bad for you. You don't know. There are some things that appear, sweet, but you put in your mouth. By the time you eat the sweet layer of it, you get to know the taste will be bitter, and so
exactly,
it will destroy you.
Exactly.
Can
It's
I
been real. Go
can
ahead.
I
Go ahead. Then we go to Mike. You go ahead.
yeah, Cato said that Tariq Nasheed is foolish. I'm sure everybody on the panel can agree that the brother's far from a fool. I mean, he's very intelligent, articulate, charismatic, etc., etc. I mean, he's a little, he can be I guess a good word is he can inflame people. He's good at that. Sparking emotions or whatever. But he's far from a fool. So we don't want to put that tag on him.
That's why you think,
I mean,
it's said that
anybody
only
who's a
a
high
wise
school
man can know a
who's a
wise man.
anybody who's a high school dropout and can become a millionaire. I mean, they're far from a fool, man. I'm sure you
But
guys would
how
agree.
how did he become a millionaire? Is what matters.
I mean,
Do you
through
know how he
he
became a
sold
millionaire?
books. He sold books. He made documentaries.
Mark,
He was
you
on
just touched
shows.
Mark's. You just hit Mark's God.
Haven't
That's why
haven't you seen some
he don't
haven't you
want
seen
to.
some successful people that you
No,
that you wonder how
Diamonds,
they
come
managed to
on,
get
man.
successful?
Come on, man. He's not my God. He's just my
He's
fellow
leader.
FBA. He's
He's
just my
leader.
fellow FBA brother.
He's the
But
leader.
he's more than just
Who's
the
the,
And
FBA because he
we gotta
created
who's
be
that
your
we
term.
FBA
gotta
brother?
we gotta
Oh,
be
Tariq
real.
Nasheed.
We just gotta be real and honest. He's far from a fool now. We know that.
Tariq Nasheed thinks that he can behave like a child sometimes.
Nah, man, that's just FBA roasting, man. That's just what we do, how we
No,
do.
I'm not.
Some
I'm
of
not
it,
here to
I
roast.
admit,
No,
I admit
I'm
some
not
of
here
it.
to do those childish things you guys do. I'm not here to roast. I'm here to
I
talk the truth.
admit, I admit
Mhm.
some of it goes a little too far, but that's what we do.
Okay, let's bring in Mike.
Hey, what's up, man?
Mike, welcome to the Afridamus report. Mike, did you
What's up?
catch the conversation between Tariq and Chaotic?
I think I missed the
Let me
beginning.
give you a little bit this.
Or
Because
your
FBA said Yoruba is made up, Igbo is made up, so now they made up Majora spirit.
your mama, your grandma, you come somewhere with it, and that loud ass siren. And we're gonna put that in a pot and let's get some of these herbs, get some of these vegetables, and make a gumbo.
Wait here.
Webster's dictionary, sir.
Bridges and railroads and some of those buildings and the whole shebang. And the skyscrapers, they came later. There weren't really too many skyscrapers back during the founding of the nation, but that came later. But that was utilized from the wealth that our family generated. So we did indirectly have something to do with those skyscrapers being built. But what's on your mind, though, sir? Go ahead.
Nothing much, sir. You were live. Um, I live streamed today, and I saw that you were live.
Hold on.
Thanks for my.
And God,
He
All right,
calls
let's
him
get our
Nigerian.
Nigerian brother, Mr. Chaotic Truth, is back. Chaotic Truth, how are you, sir?
sir, I'm doing awesome, sir. It's Saturday.
Yes.
It's a
Yep.
beautiful, beautiful October 12th. It's America. I'm so proud to be an American. I wake up every day thanking God, the universe, that I was born in this great nation in the greatest time period ever. How are you today, sir?
I'm good, man. And again, um, thanks for my family for helping to make a lane for you to come over here and be born in this great nation that my family.
So the usual, Mike, but Chaotic carries him on, hits him with facts. But you see how Tariq is gonna try to say they're the reason why Africans
You
came.
know, I know what I'm beginning
But
to.
they fled the South. Go ahead.
You know what I'm beginning to realize, like why Tariq Nasheed kind of started dislike the African, the ones that are of Africa that like pretty much the Africans that are Americans now.
Right.
What he realized is that we we coming here, we have this mind of our own, we are becoming very educated and very, enlightening and things like that. People like Tariq Nasheed, right? Those few Black Americans that went to school, they got a little bit of degree, a little bit of sense. Their number one employer is exploitation of their own people, like exploiting the rest of the Black Americans. Selling them victimhood or selling them this
Like
Oh,
Roland
these
Martin and those type of people.
yeah. That's if you know Al Sharpton,
Al
Jack
Sharpton,
That's how they all make their money, right? There are a few of them. They got a little bit of education. Oh, they're like, wow. Now they see the rest of the people in the hood that's ignorant, don't know nothing. So they just go there and capitalize on their, ignorant and just, exploit them, get their money and keep them in that condition. And they want them to stay there because they have to stay there for them to continue to make their money off them, right? So now what they see is that if these Africans are coming here and they, doing things, like those black men begin to look at them and like, wow, this kind of contradicts what we hear from our leaders. This how, So what they're trying to do is like trying to turn their population against those Africans that are here, so that way they don't look to them and
also, Mike,
kill their hustle.
A lot of young Africans also, like second generation in Europe. Where like when I was travel to Gambia last time, I met a lot of like second generation African European. So they have connection back home to their homeland. And you have these second generation Africans also in America have connection to their homeland. So that could also be something.
Yeah. That also leads to what this guy that's here.
But the blacks can go to Africa too. I don't know what
That's the problem, though. That's the problem. In fact, that kind of contradicts what this guy.
Liberia.
Man, I don't. You talking about?
I'd rather go to Detroit, Afrodamus.
Yes, the guy talking. I heard what this guy said earlier.
That's the Mecca.
I remember what this guy said earlier. He said, "Oh, we Africans in America, we should start valuing the Black Americans because one day when the race war starts."
No, I didn't say value. I just said, just
see you as a big, whatever you want us to see you as, that we should look up to you or whatever, see as big brother. But hell no.
No, anyway, you ain't even got to look up to us.
Hold on. Let me land. You say in case white people begin to attack blacks. Now, here's the deal. We all know the fact that if that happens, if black American white people go to war, the white are going to slaughter you. They're really going to finish you. Now, here's the deal.
But we faced that before, Mike.
Hold on. It's not going to be. Wait, let me land. It's not going to be relevant for us to even team up with you or to say we want to look up to you or I need you. We will not need you because we're not going to want to side with a losing person. You understand? You're going to lose. They're going to kick your ass. So what we're going to do is either we play to the white to say, hey, we're not with them, or just fight them alone. Or if white begin to put us together and kill us together, what we're gonna do, just like Africa just said, we know where we come from. Country. Mm-hmm. We're just gonna go back, and once we get there, we're gonna shut the door behind us because you already created enmity. We already don't get along. You already say, hey, we're gonna shut the door and tell you to go meet Tyreek to lead you to where else you can run to. Because since you already burned the bridge, we ain't fucking with each other. So that's all we're gonna do. But we recognize people like Jai, of course, few people like that. We know them. We're gonna, allow them in. But you, Tyreek, and the rest of you, hey, we're gonna shut it. You fight the war with the white man, and figure a way to win. And we all know Mike, you don't stand a chance of winning the war against a white man.
Hey Mike.
Forget all that.
Ola and his people don't call us a kata for nothing. If you're gonna be in a war and in a fight, you will be good to have FBAs on your side.
No. I would never need you on my side.
They don't call us a kata for nothing.
So why would I need you on my side for what? What value do you offer, man? Like in anything, what are you in war or anything? What? Even in anything? Tell me.
Mike, be realistic, man. You couldn't even begin to get justice here. I mean, take the case of that guy, Christian Obum Selly. What happened with him?
So are you getting justice?
It'll be hard for you to get any kind of justice, man, without our voice at least backing you, our voice.
Do you know, bro? Yeah, and that's where you guys always lose it. And that's how you should start following all these Tyreek and all these guys because they keep
Mike, you gotta admit,
bro. We can
get some things done, man. Civil rights movement. One
Oh Lord.
example.
Okay,
We
you didn't get
can.
it
I mean,
done. No,
we're
you
not the
never
most
got.
we're not the most powerful people on the planet, but we can do a little something. We can get some
You've
things
never
done.
got anything done. They keep deceiving you that you're getting things done. For example, whenever you want justice, you go on the street singing, marching. Instead of you to put money together and go hire a good lawyer to help you, you sing on the street marching. That's why you haven't been getting justice. That's why
But
you have so. Hold on, you have massive
look what that did
incarceration.
during the civil
Hold
rights
on,
movement, though.
hold on. Let me tell you something. That's why I told you that we don't need you for shit. Like me, for example, like in the Nigerian
Nah, man,
community in
you
America.
you shouldn't you shouldn't
Hold on. Dude,
you
allow
shouldn't
me to
have
talk,
that
man.
attitude, man.
Hold on, Mark. Let
You're
him
gonna have
talk.
to put this guy in the
Let
back.
him
Let me
talk.
talk.
Mark,
Hold on.
let him talk.
Me as a
You
Nigerian
shouldn't have
American,
that attitude, Mike,
dude,
that you don't need us
I don't need you for shit,
for
dude.
SHIT, man.
It's
You
not
shouldn't. I'm
attitude. I'm
telling you,
just telling you.
it's
Hold on.
not wise. It's not
I'm gonna put
wise.
this guy in the back, man. It's wise because me being next to you is like it's a failure. You just I can't hang with a failure. Here's the deal. Me as a Nigerian American, let me tell you, you give an example of I need justice. Bro, the best in my community, Nigerians, we got too many of us going to Ivy League schools. So I know very well. I don't have to look too far to find a Nigerian that went to Harvard Law School that can defend me. So I really don't. I'd rather hire a Nigerian that went to Harvard Law School than hire a Black American to stand on the street marching and protesting and singing rubbish, begging white man for justice. Okay, I would
Mike,
get me a
let's be
goddamn.
real. Let's be real, Mike.
Hold on. So I
Who's
don't
gonna
need
have
you.
more impact?
Hold
Who's
on.
gonna have more impact, Mike?
My
Let's be
goddamn
real
good,
now.
my Ivy League school lawyer will have more impact than you dumbass walking on it, marching and singing stupid songs.
Mike, you
You
know
don't.
that's not true, man.
That's
Let's be
true.
real.
White people don't respect. Nobody respect victims, dude.
You're telling me, Mike, that if
Bro.
an FBA celebrity got behind the
Oh my
cause
God. Oh,
of
celebrity
a
worshiping.
Nigerian, no,
Oh my.
of an
So
immigrant Nigerian that's had an injustice done to him, you're telling me that a Nigerian lawyer is going to have more impact than that FBA
okay,
celebrity
explain to me on the celebrity.
getting that Nigerian justice?
Okay, please
Look at
let me not
PDD.
ask you the
Look at
question.
PDD.
Now,
Look at PDD.
Hold on.
thank you,
There's
thank you.
nuance. There's nuance in
Wait.
what he's
Let me
saying
ask you
because
this
the FBA
important
would
question.
never do that. You mean an
Explain to
African
me.
American or Black
Explain
American?
to
The
me
FBA would never do that.
what your celebrity will go into the courtroom to do for me,
Ja,
please.
Ja, no, don't speak too soon, man.
Can you answer my
I'm just
question?
saying.
We talk a
I don't.
lot of crap, but when it comes down to it, man, we got a heart.
You got like you the
No,
only
but
power
listen,
you have
but
is to make a lot of noise. You don't have power to impact anything in the courtroom. You don't. That's why
Mike,
Trayvon didn't get
Mike,
no justice. Hold
Mike,
on.
come on. Let's be realistic, man. Let's be realistic, man. We
What
have some influence.
the realistic thing is
I'm not saying we're the most powerful people on the
stop
planet.
following
Hold on, guys. One at a time, please.
stop following all these Tyreek and our shouting. They're leading you astray because they keep telling you that the way to fight is by shouting and marching and all that crappy stuff. You did it for Trayvon. Did he get justice? No. You've done it for so many of these guys shouting and marching. You don't get no justice. Listen, when you get justice in the courtroom, it's not on the goddamn neighborhood, burning down your neighborhood. And when you burn down your neighborhood, all my wife and just laugh at you. To your face, they make you feel like, oh, yeah, what you're doing is right. So that way they can keep doing it. They want you to keep doing it. And then people like Tyreek and all these guys, of course, they want you to keep shouting like that. So they just come and make a speech and collect donations from you and get richer and build fake museums and things like that. So the real point is, well, you get justice in the courtroom. So I'd rather go hire a Nigerian guy that got his law degree in Ivy League school than come get you to go marching, do your dumb marching on the street. Because that's not where you get your justice.
Mike,
you don't get justice on the street, you get in the courtroom. So now
Mike, tell
back
me
to
this.
the original point.
Mike. Tell me
Can
this,
you tell
Mike.
me anything any other way?
An
You
FBA lawyer like the likes of a Johnny Cochran
Benjamin Crumb?
compared to a Nigerian lawyer. Who do you think is gonna get
Bro,
more justice for a Nigerian?
Johnny Cochran is a whack ass lawyer, dude. Nah.
Are you serious, Mike?
John, okay. Where did you
Are you
graduate
old
from?
enough? Are you old enough to have seen the O.J. Simpson trial? The masterful performance that he put on in
Johnny
the
Cochran.
courtroom.
He was not a man behind that case. He was a Kardashian and all those white guys that
Yes,
he
he
team up
was.
with.
He was the lead. He was the
a team.
lead.
Dude, he had a team of lawyers.
Yeah, he
He
was the
was
lead
not the one.
lawyer.
But
He was the lead
he was
lawyer.
the lead lawyer, though,
But he was
Mike.
not the brain. He was the one hired. But then
Guys,
he hired those white guys.
Yeah.
They were the
All
one
I'm
that did the
saying,
work.
Mike, just don't be so
Well,
cocky,
let's
man.
not belittle
Don't try to.
Johnny Cochran. Okay,
it
go
wouldn't
ahead.
be wise. It wouldn't be wise to alienate yourself from FBAs, man.
It will be
All
wise.
Africans, man.
It,
It just
it, it
wouldn't, man.
works for me, dude.
Because you got to be realistic, man. Our population 48 million.
It doesn't mean shit. And then what?
We do. I'm not. Being
And I can't
cocky and
get. I
saying.
can't.
I'm
And
not
you
being
can't.
cocky and
You don't
saying we're the
provide
most
employment.
powerful people on the planet, but
No,
we
you're
have some
not.
influence. I
No,
know
you
we're
don't.
not, but we have some influence, though. Is what
No,
I'm
you
saying.
don't. Not the one that's
We
worth
do
anything to
here.
me.
We do here in America, Mike.
Not the one that worth anything to me. I can't go get a job from you.
All right,
In
Mike.
fact, I have to
We're
create
gonna
jobs
we're
for you.
gonna we're gonna dox you, get your name and your information. So the next time you run into trouble, you get
Oh,
hemmed up. You get hemmed up by the
these
popos,
guys are dumbass, man. You're
and
dumb
they
as hell.
violate your rights. You're gonna be on.
Dude,
Don't
you're
call.
dumb.
You're gonna be on your own, Mike.
Dude,
Mike.
FBA won't be behind you.
Popo is kicking your ass every day, dude. Popo have more respect for black immigrants than they do for you. You know that, right? Even the white man would tell you that
Come
I
on,
respect
Mike.
these Africans, these immigrants,
Come
and
on, Mike. Even
these
even
niggas.
even even Afrodamus, he'll admit that's not
He
true.
still like him better. He thinks the racists like him better. He's wild.
Even Afrodamus will admit
They,
that's
they,
not
they
true.
look at
He
all of us the same, Mike.
Bro, no, they don't. No, they
Yes,
don't.
they
No,
do,
they
Mike.
don't.
Yes,
No,
they
they
do.
Okay,
don't.
okay.
Mike,
We got Big Black. Oxtail. No, Big Black. Welcome to
what's up?
the.
Oh, thanks, man. I
I
wanted to
mean,
say
Max
that.
said he's hungry for some oxtail, but go ahead,
That's good, Mike. You should
Mark.
judge us, Mike. Yeah, well, Mark, Mike.
he might not be. He might not be Jamaican. I'm just speculating. He might not be,
But
but
first, let me just shut.
at least he got an open mind. You know.
Let me shut down some things Mike say, because Mike. And see, that's the thing. Some Nigerians, not all, but some like Mike. It says, well, we come over here, we perform better. First of all, what you're comparing is when you talk about African Americans, you're comparing the upper, middle, and lower class, right? To immigrants that come over. You don't come over dirt poor. You don't. You don't come over.
How
You
do you
come
know
over.
that?
No,
How do you
you
know
didn't
I
come over.
came?
Hold on. Let me talk. Because you didn't come over on Skid Road. What was your first apartment you stayed in? Where did you stay when you first came over, Mike?
I lived in the poor neighborhood.
What, you weren't dirt poor.
How do you think I get to know about you, man?
If you came over dirt poor, you wouldn't have nowhere to stay, Mike.
Yeah, but Big
No,
Black.
no,
Most of
hold
the
on,
Africans that come to this country,
I
they
mean,
come
it
to the
depends
Black
how you
American
define as
community.
dirt poor.
No. Dirt poor is dirt poor, meaning that you pretty much on Skid Row. You stand in the cardboard box. You just stay in the
First
cardboard
of
box,
all,
Mike.
the only way you end up in
Hold on.
Big Black,
cardboard
what you're
box in
saying.
Let
America.
me finish
Hold on,
talking.
guys.
Hold on, let me
One
finish
mic.
talking. So
That's
when you
not dirt
compare
poor.
me,
That's crackhead poor. That's crackhead poor.
Hold on.
Right. So you came
Nobody
over
come here
here.
as a
Hold
crackhead,
on.
you know.
No, shit, you got immigrants that cross the border. They do come over. Some do come over here dirt poor.
They don't
I
go to
want to
Skid Row
correct.
though.
Hold on. I want to correct something. I know
Hold
maybe
on.
Mike might be trolling you guys. Yes, the blacks do have a pool in America for sure. They do.
So that's a false comparison. You comparing. I mean, at the least, you come over here lower middle class, but you don't come over here dirt poor. But you want to compare your stats from the dirt poor coming from a lower middle class status to our dirt poor. That's a false comparison mathematically.
But define dirt poor though. Define
I
dirt
told
poor.
you there's homeless people, Mike.
But those are crackheads though. Are you talking about the crackheads in
It's more than
Skid
crackheads.
Row?
People that don't even do crack. That's poor. Skid Row. There's homeless white people. There's homeless people in homeless white people and homeless black people. I'm talking about they don't have a pot to piss in the window to throw it
So
out
what
of.
percentage of you is they're homeless? What percentage of your population?
What I'm saying is when you're comparing the two, when you're comparing the upper, the
So
middle, and lower
you saying
class,
I'm
Mike,
comparing?
let me finish, Mike. Mike, you talk too much. Your
Okay,
mouth
go
goes
ahead.
100 miles per hour.
I don't even
God
know.
damn.
I don't even know when I compared anyway. When did I compare?
Yeah, you did.
So you doing a strong man argument.
Hold on, Mike. Can I talk, Mike? God damn.
But makes sense though. Go ahead.
I am making sense. I know you don't got no woman. You talk like this. God damn. Shit, you act like more than a woman. Hey, check this out, Mike. What you're doing, you can't compare the upper and middle and lower class to a group of
I didn't compare, dummy. When did I compare?
No, but you say that we come over and do better than the black Americans.
I didn't say that, you dummy. I said I don't need you. That's what I said.
Big Black, he didn't say that. You're hearing things.
That's what he does. He's a moron. Yo,
He
you don't
did say
destroy
that.
my
You can
argument,
rewind the
bro.
tape.
I said I
did
don't
say
need
that.
you. I didn't say I do better than
He
you.
didn't say that. He did not say that. The big black.
I did hear him say that.
No,
Moron, because you
hearing
smoking,
now,
you smoking crack. That's why. That's why you're hearing double. You be
now that
smoking
I'm
crack.
smoking this argument, you know what I'm saying? Now you didn't hear it, man. You know,
No,
that's you got a little bias against Mike.
I corrected it when Mike said, blacks, they don't have any power here in America. I said, no, they do. So you see, you didn't say anything to that, but you accused him.
Sometimes
he didn't say that. He did
a
not
broken
say
clock is right twice.
Wow.
Be black. What I said is I don't need you. That's what I said.
Yeah, he did. He said he don't need you. He don't need.
Well, let me say this. Let me say it because you said something as if correct me if I'm wrong. You said that Al Sharpton employs us or some shit like that. All of us or something like that. We all employed by Al Sharpton.
I didn't say all of you. I said morals like you guys are following. Like this guy. You follow. All these guys. They just leading you astray. They exploit you. That's what I said. They're exploiting your stupidity. You're ignorant.
I would say that marching has its effects. Now let me ask you this, Mike, because you like to compare. You like to do a lot of comparison, and then you like to look down on African Americans. Would it be wrong if I look down on Nigerians? Would I?
Well, you can look how you want to look, man. Who cares, man?
I mean, and I do see a lot that they don't, when they walk the streets, the dirt roads, their feet be a lot muddy. I don't sit there and compare Nigerians and say, oh, you guys need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and this and that.
But are we talking about you today that you respond? Did I accuse you of anything? We're responding to people like Tariq Nasheed. Isn't that what he does every day? Isn't that what Tariq Nasheed said every day? Sorry.
Some of the African do need to pull themselves right. So it's not a big issue. If you have that to say about Africans,
we agree with you.
I'm not going to say all. I'm not going to stereotype all. I'm not going to say
who's saying
all.
Has anybody said all yet?
But pretty much you talking generalizations.
This guy, man.
Yeah, Mike, I'm on your ass.
Hey, man, if you say an African is acting foolish, you tell them. You're welcome to tell them no. Tell them to put them everybody bootstrap. You're welcome to say that.
I don't agree with Tariq's rhetoric, and I'm proud of Afro.
But be black.
Because he does.
I was
big black. You don't have to. Big black. You don't have to agree with Tariq, but still be an FBA. You can still be FBA.
No,
you don't have to agree with them.
Me and John's an African American. I'm an African American. We don't agree with that name. We have. When did we get a chance to vote for that name? I didn't vote for that shit.
But listen, he isn't the end all be all of FBA is what I'm saying. You can disagree with him
who created that
and
term.
still be.
But he's the one that created that term.
But still though, you can disagree with him, but still claim your lineage though. What's the problem with that?
No, because he's trying to make us half Indian. I'm not half Indian.
Hold on, but Mac,
when did he try to make FBA half Indian?
He talks
about us. He talks about us being freedmen all the time.
No, he says half of us come from the slave trade and half of us was already here.
I never heard him. I listen to him all the time. I never heard him say that. He talks about us being freedmen.
Listen to Afrodamus.
Let's not make this about FBA confusion, man. Confusion argument. You guys can go do that within yourself.
Big Black. He talks about us being
You guys
freedmen.
go figure your identity out.
Afrodamus, my little brother, you just came around, man. God damn.
Whether you're Indian or no, we don't care. Whether you're Pakistani, no African give a shit.
I knew Afrodamus before you. I stay right behind his house, man.
But listen, Big Black. He talks about us being freedmen and us coming here slaves and having an ethnogenesis more than anything. He doesn't. He acknowledges that there was a small percentage of us that have Native American ancestry that were here before the Europeans came and colonized.
What you're trying to do, and that's why I have a lot of beef with you and sister.
No, man, I listen to him.
Listen, you try to
all the time, and I never
try to soften the word FBA to them. They heard.
Nah,
They listen
nah.
to him. They
I
watch
listen to
shows
him.
all the time. That's why
I
That's
listen
why.
to him all
Why
the
do you
time.
think Afrodamus has a big ass show going at Tariq like 90% of the time? He listens to everything Tariq says. You're not fooling
Oh,
him.
Afrodamus, he's just an agitator. He just likes the drama.
No, he doesn't.
Hold on,
Listen,
hold on. Let me show you guys the real Indians. Let's see what they look like. Because maybe someday you guys confuse some of my African brothers and sisters. Let me just show the video of the real natives, what they look like. Here. You guys see that? Kidola, did you see the
And
real
some
natives?
and a small percentage of FBA have
That's
Native
the real.
American lineage.
That is the real one. Those are not Blackfoot.
Yeah,
That is real.
let me show them.
You
Yeah,
can look
you guys see?
you can
You see? Wow. You see their culture, well?
Yeah, they have a culture.
They don't need to explain to you their culture. You see their culture here.
you can look at them and see, like people like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad,
That's the
Asiatic black
fella.
man, Derrick Rose. You can see it in their face
man, none of
Yeah,
them
but
said that
maybe
with
them, but
FBA.
not you.
that they got Native American heritage. I mean, a small percentage
No,
of us do, man.
no,
Why can't you just accept that, man?
no. You
Those
gotta come
see,
on,
those are
man.
the real foundational Americans.
Nah, we're foundational as well
Hold on,
because
let's bring
we've been
in
here since the
questions.
1500s.
Hold on, go ahead. Questions.
Hello, Afrodamus.
Hello.
Yes. So there are, if I may share with you, there were certain Native American Indian tribes who did own
slaves.
And they did learn, and they learned this from Europe, from the Europeans.
Right.
I do know from where I grew up, there are a Choctaw Nation, which is one of the large of the Native American Indian civilized tribes. I think there's 5 or 6. You will find a number of I'll just say Black Americans who phenotypically Black Americans, they are Choctaw. I grew up with a girl, her father was Choctaw.
She's mixed then.
Yes, and her mother was a Puerto Rican woman.
So she's not Black even.
What's interesting, it's interesting that you say that because the father was phenotypically Black and she just like Black Choctaw. Like I am where I come from. I'll be honest with you. I remember several years ago, I went to buy a rug and one of the men, he was he looked more white, Native American. I'm 100% African. He even said that I look similar to some of his kin, Choctaw. He said that. And there
he was just trying to get your number.
Okay. Afrodamus, about 14% of the Choctaw Nation at one time, prior to the ending of slavery, were actual slaves. So they were heavy slavers. What I read, because just some people that I know, because I'm familiar with a number of Choctaw people, and they know who they are. You will see Black Native Americans and you will see white Native Americans. And they readily know their history. They know their tribe, they're tribal affiliated. And like in California, in Texas, Florida, in North Carolina, the people that I met, they identify themselves by their tribe. So as like,
okay, so why do you guys always have to tell Africans about this?
As opposed to saying like Native American Indian, they'll just identify themselves. Oh no, I'm Choctaw or Seminole.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She's a continental African, Mike.
Well, if I may, Afrodamus, what I have noticed is that they're also Native Americans. This whole situation with Tariq and his behavior, they are making it clear. It's nothing against like Black America, because there were some Black Americans who sued to receive status back within the tribe, and it was respectfully denied. There are Black freedmen who stayed within, like I know Choctaw Nation. This is just what people that I've been encountering, that I've encountered with my entire life. So it's there, but they are very, very exclusive. They are very exclusive. And this is not just Black people, white America, they are clear. And of course, that also comes to federal funding. Number one is their federal funding. There's only a limited number of tribes, I think like 700. They work directly with the Bureau of Indian Affairs, within the federal government. They are their own sovereign tribe. They don't even pay taxes. They don't pay gas taxes, nothing. So when you have this FBA group making these comments and they say we're Aboriginal or foundational, and then this frustration with Black immigrants, it has nothing to do with Black immigrants. Like you have your own particular history. If whatever the situation is with Native Americans, then that would have to be directed towards them. That has nothing to do with Black immigrants. But then in the same breath, it's always constant about Black immigrants. He's completely stopped the reparations the talk. He's just
Why do you think that is?
Ma'am, that's not true. That's not true at all, ma'am.
Tariq has ended the reparations argument. Did you see how he presented himself in California? He made a fool of himself, a total and complete joke. So the one moment they had a commission. So they were before.
Oh, about the reparation?
Yes. And everyone came out. He had opportunity. This was on behalf of California, the state of California, providing disbursement for specifically reparations for those who were enslaved. So just Black America or FBA. He just completely sidetracked, made fool of himself. He did not take it seriously. And what's very disturbing, Alfredamas, it's not just this FBA group. Also, Yvette Carnell, Antonio Moore. Yvette Carnell went to Howard. She's a political science major. Antonio Moore is an attorney, Alfredamas. I just heard you or someone else mention that these issues, George Floyd, look what happened with Trayvon. He was like 17 or 18 years old. What happened? They didn't even argue and fight. They didn't just somehow notice, what's his name from New York? Al Sharpton came in and completely derailed the Trayvon Martin situation. So you couldn't, like, the focus was completely taken off the teenager and put onto all of their nonsense. They do this a lot. And then when things don't work out, it's everybody else's fault.
No. That's not what happened.
First of all,
hold on. A lot of y'all talk about the
Alfredamas. So I say that because Antonio Moore, he went to UCLA Law School, which is one of the best in the country. And he identifies as ADOS. You work with Yvette Carnell, who went to Howard in DC. Political science.
You know what I noticed?
All
the light skin blacks.
So
they
very,
go to
very
Howard.
She went to Howard.
Yeah, the light skin ones go there.
Yes, and so she's been on YouTube for almost 10 years now. Either they come as reparations or there's constant arguments about Black immigrants, and it's always Nigerians. Always Nigerians. All of their effort. If Antonio and
that's not true. None of this.
If the FBA guy Tariq, if they work together, they would actually get something done. But they hate each other.
No, but they are both they are a hate group.
You guys are delusional, man. He doesn't. Nobody talks about Africans like that, man. We don't even have you guys on our minds like that, man.
Hold on. I'm gonna bring.
And people call into Tariq's show. He doesn't.
If I may say one more thing, I just want to make. Yes,
I'm gonna bring a show one of these days of that Antonio talking about Nigeria specifically. They are obsessed with Nigeria. But go ahead, questions to plan.
Thank you, Alfredamas. And lastly, one thing that we don't hear enough of, and I really appreciate your platform. Because I just finally found someone like you through the algorithm. And one thing you don't hear a lot of is like the woman's experience. You don't, and it's horrible. It is for example, Black
men. You talk this long, God damn.
Black immigrants and
let her go on. She say the truth. Let her go on.
Black immigrants and Black American men, you all work together. You all work together, whether it's the NFL, the NBA. You do see Black immigrants in the military. A few were very athletic and work. Most I see so many Black American men and Black immigrant men working together. I do cybersecurity, very Nigerian cybersecurity. I'm the only, it's just me, but there are a lot of black of Nigerian men, Yoruba and Igbo and the Caribbean. So everybody's, and of course, Black American men. So like the majority of Black men in the world, when you think of Black men in America, majority Black America and those immigrants, the Nigerians, really specifically, and of course the Caribbeans, represented very well in technology. Represented. And one thing I do know, it was told to Nigerians in the 90s, technology is the direction to go. Everyone was told that, not just engineering and law and medicine, but people are moving into tech. So
there's a lot of African American men in technology too.
You're seeing the result now.
Why you not there, be Black?
Also, Afrodamus, look at the NFL, the doctor, the CTE situation. We all know he's an Igbo man. Do you know when
I saw that movie?
Yes. Concussion? Do you know the NFL? They were racially abused him. They did, but what really?
And you know, Will Smith pretended to play African.
That
role should go to a real African. But
he did his best. He did his best. But one thing
I agree.
He was a Motisa.
I agree, and FBA roles should go to FBAs.
Afrodamus, you know.
To answer Mike, I still
hold on, Big Black. Let her finish. Big Black.
Afrodamus, remember about 20. One thing the NFL mentioned, why their big issue with the doctor is that about 20%. They said 20% will be affected if this Nigerian doctor is going to be vocal and mention CTE. The NFL said 20% will be affected, will be impacted because we're having a Nigerian man discuss basically brain damage. What I looked up is that about 1/5 of the NFL literally is like Nigeria. You see these names. It's I couldn't believe it. It's like Igbo land, Yoruba land, the NFL. It's so heavy. That's why they were calling him a witch and a witch doctor. They couldn't use, they went after him because you can't have a man who's Nigerian doctor bringing up, it's going to impact not just recruitment, but the sitting teams as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me read this. Thank you. We have St. James, but let me read this. You see what I'm saying? American man said, this all Blacks working together is a dream. Those zebra-eating tribes in Africa are still fighting one another. Why is this woman still talking? Sir, be respectful. You see, this is how they think. They say we are eating zebra burgers and all that. At least we got that, you know. But what do the Blacks have for bushmeat?
Do we all get 30 minutes to talk like the lady did?
Let's have St. James. St. James haven't even spoken. Go ahead, St. James.
Hi, Afrodamus. Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you.
Hey, I don't know what Mike ate today, but he was alluding to something that if something broke out between whites and blacks here, he's going to ask the white man if we are included as African in that fight. Mike, come on, man. Come on. I will take my zebra eating ass to Africa. I wouldn't even ask a question. I'm not part of it. You know, I'm not part of anything that's happening here in America that's going to, that's going to affect me. No, I don't care. No. Yeah, because I'm a zebra-eating African. So I'm not included into that. So why do we even have to ask a question? Let's pack your bag and, take your behind back to Africa and let them fight. They know how to fight. Everything about them is fight. So let them. We need to step aside and see how they fight for the first time.
What if they close the airports? What you gonna do there?
No, I get on a boat.
We'll go to Mexico.
St. James. What if they say you're an American citizen now? You can't leave.
No. I got dual.
What if they say you look like Trayvon Martin?
I got dual citizenship, man. I got dual citizenship, man. So, I mean, all I gotta do is relinquish my, my U.S. citizenship and get the F out of here.
What if they make a decree that Nigeria should deny you from returning back home?
No. Why?
And they say you gotta stay.
They can't do that.
What if they say talk to Al Sharpton and
Let
lock
them
you up?
just talk. Let them just talk, man. You
No,
play there, they
no.
play.
Hold on, guys.
Hello. Yeah.
No,
Hello.
pretty much, yeah, pretty much
Africamus.
this is, look, what happened is, like, anyway, alluding to the fact that, you know, why do we care if you guys are delineated? Was that what you were asking earlier?
Yeah, I mean, we're such a such an undesirable people, and we're
Mhm,
so bad and this and that. I
mhm.
mean, why should you even care? Why even talk about it?
No. First of all, you're not bad people. But second of all, I'm asking you, when does the process end? The process of delineation. When does that end? Because it's tiresome. You know, that's
No,
why
we
Africa.
no we
that's
we
why.
all we no no no. This is the con this is
When are you
Saint
going to
James.
officially delineate, man? We
Saint
still
James.
we still
It's
talking
a
this
good
shit.
question. How long?
This is the concept. This is the
Right,
concept.
right. Go ahead, man.
The
You
process.
delineate. You delineate. We've already delineated, but it's an ongoing process.
God damn.
You get it?
So
What do we
while
explain?
it's
Do we need to explain
ongoing, right?
something? Do Africans
While
have to
it
explain something?
while it is
It's
ongoing,
called. It's
right?
called. It's called.
Africamus.
It's called
Africamus.
St. James. It's called maintenance.
Okay,
Maintenance.
so you see,
Yeah.
while you are still maintaining it, right? Africans are still going to give the insight about it until you tell us is the process over. You know, if
But
it's not
why? Why
over,
care? Why care, St. James? I mean,
I mean, we blacks too,
if
right?
these foolish Black Americans want to delineate themselves and call themselves FBA,
Hmm.
majara, whatever, why even
Hmm.
care?
No, we need to get the memo. If you send the memo over,
Tell me that. Answer me that question.
no. When
That's
you
the
send the
question
memo,
I want answered.
okay, your answer is what I'm giving you right now.
The
When
answer is
you,
that you care.
no, I
But
do care.
why?
I do
Yeah,
care in the
why?
right way.
And
We
You know,
don't
why?
care,
I
dude.
don't want, I don't
You
want
tell us
something bad
why
to
we will
happen to
care.
you.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I don't want
I
some.
think I
I
discovered
want to talk
something.
about something pertaining to this. Yeah.
No,
Seriously.
honestly, I don't
You
want something
know.
bad to happen to you.
Mark,
I don't want
Mark,
something bad to
Hello.
happen to
Mark,
you.
you sound like chaotic truth. Is that you? Chaotic?
No, that's not.
Oh,
Hello.
No,
I
he's
see
black.
what you
No, he's
got going
Africamus.
on,
Caucasian.
Aphrodite. I see what you got going on here, man. God damn.
Africamus.
No, can
Yeah.
I, Alpha
Be
can I
black
finish?
always
Yeah.
get double.
Who
Africamus. I
who
want to say something. Yeah,
who's
please.
My
chaotic
man,
truth?
Hello.
my man, my
You
man,
good, Aphrodite. You good. You good. You
my
good.
man. Hear me out.
Hello.
Hear me out,
Hello.
man. We do care. We do
Yeah.
care. We don't want something bad to happen to you, but we just want this to be done peacefully. You know, can you if this get done peacefully and
St.
we get the
James,
memo?
do you believe that FBA is going to ever do something
Look.
to
Okay, hold
African
on,
immigrants?
hold
No, I
on.
don't
For
believe so.
example,
I
hold
don't
on,
believe so.
guys. For example,
Well,
Hello.
yes,
hold on,
it's
guys.
peaceful.
Hold
Okay,
on,
go ahead.
hold on. Questions to ponder wrote something in the private, which makes sense. Says Afridamus, if there was going to be a race war, there already would have been. There was no successful slave rebellion except Haiti, which is the only successful slave rebellion in all of the Americas. If the FBA did not fight then, why would they fight now when they have more stuff as opposed to then? This is true. The FBA did not fight back then. They just was happy with Massa. The
That's a
Brits
lie.
was
We did.
That
We
that's
All
did.
right.
that.
We
All right.
did
All right. All
fight.
right.
We
All right.
did
All
fight.
right.
There were countless,
Africamus.
countless
Africamus.
rebellions.
Hey,
Africamus.
let
Yeah.
chaotic truth talk.
hold on, guys.
Yeah. Okay. So let me clear my mind shortly. First of all, what I want to say is let it be told and known that FBAs or let me use that term FBA the reparation that they talk about today. America helped them. One of the reasons, but when you listen, like when you follow some white people, sometimes you get to know, like when you follow someone that talks. One of the reasons why white people have question mark on giving them reparation is because white people helped them. I remember way back in the 18th to form a country for them in Africa called Liberia.
Yeah,
But
1824.
they founded the country 1822 and our country gained our independence 1847.
Yeah.
Even though it's in history that it was, Liberia was not colonized, but we know that Liberia was
No,
colonized. It
it
was
was
colonized by
colonized.
America. It was colonized by America, and America just used their blacks, their former black slaves, to do things there, and did it for them to own it, so they can take it for themselves. So, uh, Liberia was made for that. But
That's not
when they
reparation.
went there, they don't have
That's
they
reparation.
don't
Be black.
wait and wait.
Come on.
That
Get,
wasn't
What else do you
reparation.
want? They
let
give you a
me end
country.
my
What else?
statement. Let
Hold
me
on,
end
guys.
my
Let him
statement.
finish.
Let
Let
me
him
end my
finish.
statement.
First, I said they
So
was.
when that
Come
Big
on.
Black, wait.
sir, I beg you, sir, you are not going to. I beg you. Let me end my statement. So when that country was formed, there were a lot of offers. They went every today. The Black Americans that we know today, there shouldn't have been. There right now, there should not be any identity called Black Americans. The whole issue. Every Black person in America should have gone to that country. That was the country that was formed for them.
That's
But
easy for you to say.
even though I have a problem with the way the country was formed, because there were already people on the land, and they went there, they look at people who they were related to, some other Africans, and they attacked them. And even though the African retaliated back, and right now they have some anger because the Africans have taken over
You
the country.
contradicting
The other
yourself.
Africans are taking over the country. But what I want to
You
make
said
known
it's
is
Hold
that
on, Big
You
Black.
said they
Let him. Big
colonized
Black.
hold on,
what they
hold on.
should have win. You kind of
I said,
contradict.
give me a chance. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. Let me end my statement. Even though that happened,
My fault, whack rapper.
you know, that country was formed for them, but they don't have a good history with their own African brothers and sisters. Even if you read that history, you get to know. It's just recently, like we started to have some good relationship, but they don't really have good relationship with their own African brothers and sisters like that, because like when they went there, they was most of them they were working for white people, to do things on their own African brothers and sisters, and even looking at them like they are not Africans. They started to call us natives and started to call themselves something else. Like created a fake term for themselves, called themselves Congo people.
Yeah, they've
But
always
that
done
one,
this. So they were the
yeah,
original FBAs.
yeah.
That's
So
But
what I
now,
say.
but I coming now. That happened. But the
That,
issue of the delineation. One thing I'll tell you, see, white people, they are very smart. Don't mind the wars that white people are fighting. White people are very united. All those things you see, Russia, you see America, all these things come and attacking you.
hey,
Let me tell you,
you could be
right
a
now,
human just like white people.
when problem occur,
You don't have to look up to them so much, man. You're a
wait now, wait, give me a chance now, give me a chance, give me a chance. Right now, if there's a
After that,
problem
bring
in the
Big
United
Black
States of
back.
America, if any race attack the white Americans right now, the people from Europe, the Europeans will come and fight that race. So if FBA, like there's this saying, say if a brother in a family try to take himself away from the other people, he's creating problem for himself, because when the day problem comes, who will help him? So if they want to do that, and they want to deal in there, they talk like, one thing I observe, like, because Africans are overlooked a lot. People just they can think all sort of funny way. They just think, I know, so now I've been thinking that Black American and think that by them saying they are Africans, that they are pleasing us. Just observe it. When sometimes black, you see a black person will be talking, oh, I love Africa, I love Africans. Those they can be talking like as if they are trying to please
God
us, and
damn, man.
as
It's like
if it is
6
not,
minutes. God damn.
as if it is as
You
if it
always
is not
talking
what
about
they are
Al
supposed to be.
Sharpton and
Listen,
give speeches like Al Sharpton.
Thank
God
you.
damn,
wait
man.
now,
Big
wait.
can
Black.
I,
Give me a
Thank
hey,
you,
chance now,
guys.
wait.
Nigga,
Afrodamus,
hey, Big Black.
Afrodamus, can I
Wait.
respond to him? Can I respond to Cato?
They usually
Let
do
him.
things like that.
Big Black. You get to
Yeah.
talk on College Genesis show
Hold,
tonight. Don't worry, man. You talk all
hold on,
day.
guys. Hold
God
on, guys.
damn,
Hold on, guys.
man.
Hold on, guys. Let me read this. What
Low
questions to
winded
ponder?
shit.
Said Africanus, Haiti literally fought and won. The significance of Haiti, the
Yes,
significance of Haiti is significant because they wore the
I'm going
French.
to.
They wore the French out, and it was the beginning of them out of the Americas. Haiti paved the way for Thomas Jefferson to transact the Louisiana Purchase. He was in New Orleans at the time, around the time of the Revolution. Historically, who is the FBA equivalent of Dessalines or Toussaint Louverture? They don't have it. White people are 100% united. United States, no joke. Facts.
They
So
have Tariq
Yeah,
Nasheed. They
yeah,
yeah.
have
yeah,
Tariq
So
Haiti,
Nasheed.
so
yeah,
FBA
Haiti,
they don't have the equivalence
Haiti,
of
yeah,
Toussaint Louverture.
Haiti beat the French, but then later on, the French came back and made them pay reparations. So what's that about?
Okay, okay,
They had
okay,
to pay the French.
Okay,
Oh
let me
man.
speak now.
But
Let me
look,
speak.
can I respond to Cato?
Hold on,
Cato, listen. We know
Majara.
SFBA no
hold on,
better.
it's real.
Let's say
Kidola
James
has
talk.
been quiet.
James gets right to the point, man.
FBA
Yeah.
Majara.
I mean,
SFBA no better than to gather
Majara,
ourselves.
Ola, and questions to ponder. They're all related. They
Big
Go ahead,
Black,
Kidola.
FBA Majara. You see, this guy
Yes,
from
but
Jesus.
let him
Liberia.
ask his question, please. Let
Hold
him
Can I
on,
ask
let
his
me
just?
speak.
question.
It's gonna be
Damn, you
quick.
want to
It's
talk
gonna
some
be
more?
quick. What I'm
Let
gonna
me
say
speak.
is
Yes,
gonna be
go
quick.
ahead, sir.
Let's
All
say
right.
James.
Yeah. What I wanted to say to Cato is that we us FBA know better than to all gather ourselves in one place. So all they got to do is just send a goddamn nuclear bomb over there and blow us all to hell to smithereens. So that was never gonna happen. Us all going to Liberia. We know better than that. It's better. It's better that we stay scattered out. You know what I mean?
Good point.
Is
Good point.
that your excuse?
That wasn't
That's
no
not an
excuse.
excuse. That's just wisdom. And we
Yeah,
know
but
how
you
What kind
gotta
of wisdom is
listen.
that?
I know you
we know how these Caucasians will do shit. They'll send a
Kador. What's
nuclear
good?
bomb over there and blow us all to hell to smithereens,
What's your
man.
guy? What's your name?
You
Kador?
you guys you guys included, Liberians. So if you ever see us gathered
Oh,
together in
Kato.
one place and y'all are all there, y'all need to get the hell away.
Kador.
Get the hell away from
Kato,
there.
listen, I'm impressed. I mean, you're a fast talking 10-year-old, but you gotta learn, and grow wisdom, man. But you good. You're doing good for 10 years old. Ola, go ahead.
Who is speaking?
I thought you going next.
Oh, look
Oh,
at
oh, oh,
this.
yeah,
Do you
Big Black.
guys see this? A guy named Dollar Bill. He said, I'm going to roast you Africans tonight at Colors or at the Colonizing Channel. Show up if you got nuts. Well, hit the link, Dollar Bill, since you got a lot to say. Go ahead,
Now,
Kidola.
Call Delaby. Don't just rot all the color show. Big Black.
Yeah, he's not even a full dollar bill. He's only 25 cents. But go ahead, Ola.
Yeah, Big Black. Your taste of food have changed for a very long time. The way you speak, because something else. It's easy to eat that pancake, but if I give you food for you, be running your head out like and you don't want it. Change your taste, Big Black.
Oh, so the fufu make him talk like that? That's what you're trying to say?
Change your taste. Change your taste. So,
Oh,
Big Black, your president of the FBA is giving you a name that he commercialized already.
this
He's the owner
motherfucker
of
right here, man.
he is the owner of FBA. You can if you go start printing T-shirt of FBA, we sue you. You understand me? We sue
This
you.
is true, Big Black. If you go to try that and say, put FBA on a t-shirt, Tariq will sue you like he sued Brandon.
We sue you.
But that's wise though to protect the
Oh, geez. Here we
Majara,
go.
FBA Majara. You're going to print a cap. You're going to print a baseball cap and start selling it, right?
And Kidola, do they put their majora spirit on those pancakes?
Oh
So,
yeah.
so, so FBA is a business
God
then.
damn. I
It's a
thought you were
business.
fair. Wait a minute, Afrodamus. You said you don't talk nothing against African Americans, but you got
I'm asking him a question.
Yo, hold on, man. They put some seminar. They call it.
Alfredamus is an agitator, man.
They put some white
I've
people
come to expect it from him.
No, they put
damn.
some.
That's
Guys,
like
I
me
gotta
saying
let me
do you put lorries on
Big Black,
bushmeat?
Big Black,
Yeah.
Big Black.
See?
The day Africans, right? The day Africans in America, the day we all leave America together, right?
Uh-huh.
Man, y'all gonna miss us, man. I'm being honest with you. If we do leave
Y'all not
America,
leaving. You ain't leaving.
y'all
You
gonna
ain't
miss
leaving.
us, man.
You not leaving.
Y'all gonna start crying like, man, where are our people at, man? We feel
Y'all
lonely
ain't
over
leaving.
here, you know. I'm telling you, man.
Y'all
St.
y'all go
St. James,
y'all go
St.
home for 1 week like I'm going back to America. Fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? How y'all get that? But
St. James, y'all ain't leaving, man. Come on, man.
y'all ain't leaving, man.
Well, y'all want us to leave, right? Y'all say y'all gonna
No,
delineate. Y'all, if Trump get to power,
Who said we wanted y'all to leave? If you went through the process, if you went through the process of becoming an American citizen,
Carla
I
the
mean,
Great said that.
who the hell are we to tell you to leave? We never said that.
Carla the Great said that he can't wait for
But
Trump to become president so he can
illegal
deport.
immigrants, that's
No, he
something
wants
different.
all of us
Illegal
gone.
immigrants.
But
He said,
Nah, that ain't
hold
true.
on, guys. Hold on.
Kala is frustrated. He could not conquer Liberia. They want to conquer. Other people conquer Liberia. So he hate those guys that are sponsoring those schools now. Kala went there with some people. People push him out. You know what I mean? So that's why Kala is pissed. He's no longer a Liberia
Look,
champion.
look, this is sad for FBA. Tariq copyrighted their tribe name. They can't even use it on T-shirts.
Yes, it did do that though. Why? Can you
You
That's
address
not
the
shouldn't.
our
big black?
tribe name.
But you shouldn't want to put it on a T-shirt. Why would you want to put it on a T-shirt?
Oh,
Hey,
here we go.
So
People,
you're gonna put it on your drawers?
Sam, come on, say James. God damn. Listen, man. FBA again. That's not our name, man. Okay, you know we're African Americans. You
Speak for
know, call
yourself,
us
Big Black.
black. Okay, we got
Just
a
say
small
you speak.
portion.
Just say you're speaking for yourself. You don't associate. You
Well,
don't associate
you
with.
don't never say you speaking for yourself. You like we FBAs. Nobody wants to be
But
named
you
acronym.
said you're not FBA, so that doesn't include you.
But you say you are FBA. Why don't you speak for yourself?
I
You
am
keep coming
speaking
on this
for
show.
myself. I'm
So, but
speaking for myself
say that.
and
I speak for
other
myself.
people
No, speak for yourself.
and other people who claim FBA. That's
No,
what I'm
I'm
speaking for.
speaking for myself and other people that don't claim FBA. How about that?
Yeah, we'll say that.
Okay. Well, you say that.
No, I don't have to.
Well, I don't have to either.
Yeah,
See
you
how that
do.
works?
hold on,
You
guys.
gotta make that distinction.
No, I don't got to make that distinction. We're African Americans. African Americans are already on the ballot on the census. Correct me if I'm wrong, Afrodamus. Is it African American on the census?
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
have you seen
I'm not. Well,
Afrodamus? Have you seen FBA?
FBA's on
Afrodamus? Afrodamus,
just
have
say
you
you
seen
just
Afrodamus?
say
Have you
you're
seen
African American,
Afrodamus? I
brother.
got a
Just say
question.
you're African American, then, brother.
Afrodamus, have you seen FBA on the census?
No,
Just
I
say,
just saw it in one place, but they call it their, Foundation of Buck Broken Africans.
just say you're African American, then, brother. You don't even have to include
Hold on,
FBA
hold on,
in your conversation.
hold on, guys, hold on,
Uh-huh.
guys. Tariq likes to ask, or some of you like, what's the equivalent of a Malcolm X in Africa? We don't need it because we didn't need to match for the white man. But questions to ponder brought up Haiti, which is similar as American situation, and
No, it's not.
hold
No,
on,
it's not Afrodamus. Now,
hold on. Questions to ponder. Why did you bring that part up? I mean, it makes sense because they always like to ask. But you see, Tariq had to fake it and make history about Haiti. How come he didn't do it about their majora spirit? Are you there? Questions to ponder?
I'm right here.
Yeah. That is there.
Could you
An
repeat the question,
equivalent.
Afrodamus? I
How
missed the
come
question.
he didn't make any documentary about their majora spirit, how they defeated the white man?
I know he made a movie about Haiti, the Haitians.
So
Because we look at
FBA
we
is
look at
great.
ourselves as one big group. Black people worldwide. He made a movie about his black brothers. We this whole this
with,
whole thing, this
with
whole
Big Black,
separation
that's the way
thing.
we were looking at it before. But now we kind of see that that's not going to work because I don't think Africans see it that way. They don't see us as one big black group. They
Well,
made
some
that
do.
clear. They made that clear.
There's a channel called Make
Afrodamus,
Africa Great.
notice, no, Afrodamus, when this mentioning of this big black group, a lot of majority of more African immigrants came in 2000 with Bush.
Right.
Those who came, like let's say, in the 70s, like the Godfrey types, you see how and I know you have some
Godfrey, Godfrey, he's just
Godfrey is the man. He is the
Godfrey the
man.
true,
That's a real
Godfrey the true.
African man.
hold on,
That's a real African right there, man.
hold on, guys.
Godfrey, God bless Godfrey, man.
Hold on. On this channel, anytime Godfrey's name is said, we have to play this music.
I can do some shuffling too. Look out, man, what you gonna do? Look out, boys, it's coming through. Yeah, man, yeah, man. Boy, he got educated.
Yes. Yeah, Godfrey is
the man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Godfrey is an example of a non-tether. He claims his heritage, proud of his heritage, but yet he has an open mind. He tries to keep an open mind.
Can you let the
Afrodamus, when you have someone like Godfrey, these who've come here during this time, within that 30 years, there is a want, trust and believe, and I'm speaking from my own experience, to you seeing you know the history, you've seen what happens, and it's not just you recognize who you are, but you know Black America. And that's what I was always taught the importance and the uniqueness of Black America. Like there's Black American music, Negro hymn. Like I grew up that understanding of what is the Negro hymn, and that is specific for Black America and their experience. This was very much the situation.
Yeah, I love those Negro hymn music. I
However,
love it.
It's beautiful. However, they keep saying, I on Black unity or big Black, but however, remember African booty scratcher. It's always just taken as like jokes. There has always been a want to separate. In a lot of times,
Oh my God!
Many,
African booty scratcher.
Hold on, guys. Let her finish.
Here we go.
Godfrey, you're not seeing a difference. Remember, Godfrey was basically raised here.
They called you that in third grade.
Hold on, Big Black. Please.
Remember, Godfrey was raised here. He's not seeing a difference. That's why I can understand your situation with Godfrey. But think of something. He was raised here, and he came in the 70s, and he's clearly he wants to assimilate.
Wasn't he born?
Can Affadamus?
I don't agree with that. He doesn't want to assimilate.
Can I respond?
He claims his Nigerian heritage all the time.
Yeah, he does.
But he just has an open mind. That's it. That's a non-tether. That's a non-tether.
See, the thing is, I think she likes the coons. I think she likes the sellouts.
When we see how the type of support he's had, like how he was and I understand with Farrakhan and that situation with Glad TV, I can very much understand that. And that kind of goes back again, the big Black unity. Like there's whatever the situation, like an African immigrant may have the Black American or Caribbean, there's certain people you're just quiet on. And with Farrakhan and what he has done here, like to expect, especially what they were trying with Vlad, that guy was trying to do, to use a Black immigrant, someone with Godfrey's history, to speak ill about Farrakhan, they're always trying to set you up. Right. Because of who Farrakhan is, and that man gets respect. And he's been to Africa, and he 100% is giving respect as the Black man that he is for his people. But one thing, though, is that regardless, there has always been a division, and they have always wanted it. And that's something that as you get older, you start to notice.
Oh, that's false.
That is very, very, very false.
And you start to
You
notice.
gotta let her finish her point, and then St. James wanted to ask you a question. But
You're slowly but surely I know it's a strong word, but there is disdain. There is a disdain.
That's false.
That's false. Ain't no disdain.
But there is.
Hold on, guys.
When you're by yourself, remember you're by yourself, especially as Black people. And if you're a Black immigrant, you're always going to be the minority. It doesn't start to get more parity until you get to the 100,000. Once you get into that income bracket, you are going to see more Black immigrants just because of the background. But if you're early career, you're starting out, you're young.
What?
You're very, very young, your early career, teenager, early 20s, and you're going to work a lot with more Black Americans, depending on the work that you do, customer service, etc. It's going to be very, very difficult. It's one thing with education, but once you enter the workplace, Afrodama, and you're in a greater population, general population, as opposed to school, that disdain, the aggression, the back and forth, it becomes very, very, very difficult. And we're seeing this more now, that what you thought was maybe just people joking, because I was violently attacked. We were violently attacked. That was our
she's going through some.
My sister.
She have a lot of mental health issues.
My sister.
I hope you get some therapy, ma'am.
And so we're seeing now, Afrodamas, look at what's going on with FBA and ADOS. They're now labeling, grouping, and branding this type of xenophobia, clear xenophobia towards what a Black immigrant or first generation, or just if the way you present yourself, you're not like us. Where are you from? Just how you speak. Because it may not even necessarily be how you look, because you very much can have an African-American parent. But if that notion or that understanding, you're a Black immigrant and you're the only one there, or you're half, or you have one Black immigrant parent, there's going to be, I'll just say, issues.
Well, we've been seeing it. They've
My
been acting
sister,
like hyenas. Just bring St. James. St. James,
Uber,
you
my
understand.
sister, Uber Eats is usually a one-man operation. You're not in danger on the job.
No, Alphadamus. I like what the sister said, right? But let me tell you something about Godfrey, right?
Yeah.
Godfrey is a
don't talk bad about that, brother.
hold on. Big Black, hold on. Godfrey is a Nigerian panderer to Black American, right?
Oh my
No,
God.
hold on. He was born
brother
here.
is African.
No, hold on. Come on, man. He was born here and all the good things, right? But you know what? What you guys are missing, Alphadamus? His content is 98% targeted at Black America. Movie-wise, stand-up comedy, everything else targeted at Black Americans. So Godfrey sees it as an opportunity to take shot at Africans. That's where he makes his money. He's not going to touch that. So he kind of give Black American a pass over the thing that they do to Africans, right? But every time he get on a platform, Vlad TV, any platform, you can go back and watch Alphadamus. He doesn't even wait for the question to come. He will introduce. Yes, he will.
I've done some of.
What have he said? Wait,
No.
What have he said bad about Africans? What have he said? You put spell on that man's name. Now you gotta say what he said bad about the continent of Africa.
He just got a balanced point of view, St. James. Just a balanced point of view.
On every platform, he says African believes they are better than Black American. His own opinion. He used that as a general terms.
Well, look at Alphadamus.
No.
Wait,
Africa,
look at me. What about me? What about me?
Right.
You think you better than African Americans?
No. He was.
Said that.
You say that all the time, man.
Alphadamus. He's a Nigerian, right? He's a Nigerian that was born here, right? He doesn't know what a Togolese think. He doesn't know what an Ivorian think about Black American. But he offer his time to those platforms to talk about Africans. Like, okay, this is what they think about Black American, and I think it's wrong.
Yeah,
you see, Michael Blackson. Yeah, Black American put him on. I get that. He get his money with Black American. Good guy. Do you see Michael Blackson go on platform talking about it? Any divide between Black American and he used that as an opportunity to say, you know what, I was made fun of in school being Black and coming from Africa. He uses his time to bridge the gap, but Godfrey sees it as an opportunity to down Africans. Like, oh yeah, this is what they think of Black American. No, you don't know me, sir. You don't know me. If your community thinks about that, this is not my opinion.
St. James, we've been trying to unite with you guys. We've been trying to unite with you guys for the past 60 years.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, my brother.
St. James, how long is this process of the delineation? They've been saying this. When is it going to complete?
We already delineated. We already delineated. It's just an ongoing process. It's just a maintenance.
I mean, I think Godfrey is just talking about Alphadamus. He watches the show and he see how Alphadamus talk bad about African Americans, and that's what it is, St. James.
Name one bad thing I've said about the Blacks.
You said that we always eat pancakes. You and Ola. Ola like, oh, they love pancakes. Oh, you just give them pancakes or syrup.
What's wrong? What's wrong with pancakes? Pancakes are delicious.
But that
Alphadamus. Alphadamus, do you believe what I said was correct about Godfrey, right?
Right, you're correct.
So you're correct. So you see even Akon, right? Akon was born here, went back to Africa, lived in Africa for a while, he came back, right? But they still believe Akon is divisive. Right. Akon doesn't have to come to Africa.
Who put Akon on?
Michael,
not Black American. Not
we
Black
did
American.
We did put Akon on.
No,
he was. He'd appeared in rap songs before he got the first album.
Who put him on? Who put him on? Tell me who put him on.
Big Black. White people do buy like rap albums.
Puerto Rican. My man. Let Big Black answer the question. Who put Akon on?
What's that guy? Jeezy. Yeah, Jeezy put him on. Are you
kidding me?
Jeezy put him on.
Alphadamus, Jeezy was begging Akon to get on his track.
Yeah.
Go watch the Go watch a
He put them
documentary of
on.
Akon.
Well, okay, what song came
Akon,
out before that
Big
song?
Black, Big Black. Akon
You talking
was
about
bigger
Style
than
P?
at the time. Akon was bigger than
Listen,
All I hear
Afrodamas,
Wait a minute.
Afrodamas.
What
Listen,
song did he
you
have?
guys know, you guys
First
know
time I
what.
heard of Akon, I
No, you're
heard
talking
that
about Style P.
Survivor.
Style P. You're talking about Style P, right?
Because a Survivor,
No, you're talking about Style P.
Survivor, that Soul Survivor song.
That's Yeezy.
That's
That's
the first.
Yeezy.
That's what I
Yeezy.
said. Jeezy
Yeezy
put him on.
Are you kidding me?
He didn't have no song before that. What song would he have on before that?
You're talking about Locked Up with Style P.
What Style P put him on? It's still black people.
You know where Style P is from?
Where's Style P from?
Google it for a minute.
No, I know what he African American.
No. You're gonna be surprised. Just Google it. Don't debate me.
Big Black, St. James. We all know that FBAs are the gatekeepers when it comes to that music rap.
Nah, bro, trust me.
Listen. You won't bust unless you get the Puff Daddy baby oil treatment. You're not gonna bust out there like that. You know we're the gatekeepers now. Come on now.
Say loud, Afrodamas.
Style P is not FBA. He's African.
Thank you.
Style P is African.
Yes. Thank you. You guys don't do your homework. You don't do your homework, sir.
But listen, guys. Michael Blackson. He's
continental African. I mean, we African American. He a continental African for real. Styles P. Afrodamas, I'm talking to you.
Look his background up.
Look it up, sir.
Well, God damn. Well,
man, I told you guys don't do your homework and you want to debate Africans.
Wait. You got.
Wait. Not FBA.
Wait a minute. That song came out before Locked Up, though. Jeezy song came out before Locked Up.
Akon broke to the scene with Locked Up, with Style P. That was the song that put Akon on the map. Locked Up.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to look through. I'll look at that later after the show is over.
But St. James, he wouldn't have busted if we didn't give him that seal of approval. You know that, man, deep down.
What kind of approval do you need, though?
If FBA didn't give him that seal of approval, he wouldn't have busted out like he did.
Why you didn't sign them though?
You know where the gatekeeper.
No,
you gotta get some of that Diddy baby oil on you. You know that. If you're gonna bust out, global like that.
Majara is Puffy FBA. It's Puff Daddy FBA.
What you talking about, baby? Or you know what? I think you chaotic truth, man. You sound
Majara.
just like chaotic truth.
FBA Majara is Puffy FBA.
Yeah, he is.
Don't answer that question. God.
He's at least half FBA. I know that. His father is.
Guys, who is this guy? He keeps saying, "I'll be up at Carlos tonight." These old Negroes keep crying. Why don't you hit the link and come on up?
Come on, Dollar B. Bring yourself down here, Dollar B.
Yeah, well, he
Don't be
needs to
scared.
stop crying.
Big Black. Big Black.
Dollar Bill.
Mike, why is your friend Dollar Bill crying? What you do to him?
I don't know, man. Dollar Bill's always crying, man. He cry over everything. He cry over African women not trying to date him. This guy, he's just a victim, man. Like I've never seen a person with a victim mentality like Dollar Bill, man. Like
Dollar Bill, Dollar Bill. Remember Dollar Bill and Kyla chase you off after
Be Black.
Man. I want you to stay, man. I'm like, damn, man. We were having a productive conversation and you ran after Damas. I ain't never seen you ran like that.
Be Black. Let me correct you about.
I ran. I would never run. I said what I had to say, and that was that.
You got little. You got up out of there, man. I'm like, damn. That's not the Afrodamas I'm used to.
They have nothing to say.
Yeah, who said? Who? Somebody calling me.
Yeah, I was calling you. I'm trying to tell you about Akon. See, when Akon first came out, Black Americans didn't accept him, dude. They were dissing him, dude. I remember, maybe you too young. He to be talking about he came in with Jeezy's song. You out of your mind. He came in about 10 years before that.
Wait, what? What's the song?
Hold on. In fact,
it came with the Fugees, bro. Go look it up.
Yeah, Akon's been out way. that black
Yeah.
And the
Americans
Fugees
that
put them on.
hold
Fugees
on,
put them on.
dude,
The
get the hell out of
Caribbeans
here.
put them on. The Caribbeans
Dude,
put them on.
dude, you keep moving the goalposts. You first started saying Jay-Z put him on. You don't know what the hell you're talking about, man. That's why it's not even worth arguing with you. Secondly, go look at Akon's concerts, right? Look at the people faces you see there. Majority white people followed by Africans. Even to today, if I tell black Americans go to Akon concert, I ain't fuck with African dude. They were not fucking with black American, not fucking with Akon like that. It was when he started a record label, and he was bringing black Americans on a record label. He was the one that put this guy on from Atlanta, that singer guy. What's his name? T-Pain.
He put T-Pain on. He put
T-Pain on.
the white
Lady Gaga. Yeah. That
That's
was
what
when
the
Akon.
Africans do. We come here,
Exactly.
we put everyone
Man,
on.
he put a
And then he started producing even
Who
the
put
song.
Michael Blackston
Hold
on? Y'all want to
on. The song.
hold on.
Wait,
Hang on.
Mike-
Hey,
calm
who
down.
put Michael Blackston on? Who put Michael
Mike,
Blackston on?
Nobody.
hey,
Man,
Who
Mike,
put Michael Blackston on, man?
the hell you
Mike,
talking about?
he still had to get that baby oil initiation, man, or he wouldn't have went nowhere.
He never did.
This
We know
chaotic,
that.
man. I know
We know
chaotic.
If you
that.
don't fuck with
Chaotic.
We
Chaotic,
gotta
stop it, man.
we gotta go through
I
that.
called you chaotic,
You
man.
gotta go through the FBA initiation, man.
Chaotic.
no,
Stop that
no,
shit,
I don't
You
know
gotta
any.
get that seal. You gotta get that seal
The
of
only,
approval, man.
maybe the only one that went through the decision is Godfrey. You know, that's about it, man. But the rest of us, we don't need y'all. We don't
don't
we
put no
don't need
smut
y'all.
on Godfrey name. Godfrey from Chicago. Chicago's finest.
Godfrey is one of those
Godfrey and Michael Blackson are perfect examples
Nobody put
of
Michael Blackson on the
continental African, man.
they're examples of non-tethers.
Now we ride
You
with
claim your heritage, proud of your heritage, but still have an open mind and have a balanced mindset when it comes to the whole FBA, Africa question, immigrant, all of that stuff. That's it.
The only time y'all stopped fucking with Akon was when he started producing songs for top
guys,
Black American
let's
artists.
do our closing statements. I want to go enjoy some of my beautiful African food. The smell is hitting the door right now. I can't wait. Nice bushmeat. Let's do our closing statements here.
You got
Okay, let me go.
You got some McDonald's DoorDash.
Let me go. Or the Big Black, you need to change your taste of food. You change your taste of food so that taste will be good, Big Black.
Man, I'm trying to find some restaurants over here, man. They all in the city.
Be black. You gotta start eating African food, man. So you can know to talk like an African. Talk with all your mouth. Don't be doing this. You sound like like a hillbilly, man.
You talk fat. Wait a minute. Say James talk cool. You
guys,
say James got a cool talk.
Closing statement.
Okay, Big Black. You know, you be getting hell here. I hope you cool down your color show. You know, no problem. Tell your masters to change his topic, okay? No shaking.
I ain't got no masters, you
Thank
asshole.
you. Go ahead, Big Black.
Yeah, man. The thing is, man, y'all need to stop crying, man. Y'all been crying, you know, you steady crying. I put it like this now. Afrodamus, you have been saying FBA is a group, so I give you that. You stop calling all African Americans FBA, which I give you your pubs, and you got some real tiger teeth on. I'm proud of you, and keep doing your thing, man, and leave that fake African teeth shit alone.
Thank you, Big Black. Crazy. Where's the what's his name? Where did you go? It's real light. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I think it would be wise for Africans, African immigrants, for you not to alienate yourself from us FBA, because we're kind of like Big Brother. And I don't say that in a cocky manner, but we do have some influence. We may not be the most powerful people in the world, but we got some influence. So you shouldn't alienate yourselves. And I mean, just if we delineate, just let us delineate. Why have a problem with it? You know what I mean?
Stop me from deleting.
Just let us.
We keep asking, what is this? You keep telling us you want to. Do you need my permission? God damn.
Well, I'm saying we have, but you guys are talking about it. Like this panel right here is a perfect example. I mean, why even worry about it?
No, we're responding.
I mean,
to
you guys
it's just entertainment.
aren't.
Don't worry what we say.
But
It's just entertainment.
But you guys aren't in harm's way though. I mean, you ain't got to worry
So
about no
this planet
FBA
is on you. We're in your way from talking on this planet.
ever trying to do anything to you to harm you. You know that's not going to happen. You know,
Thank
so
you.
Really?
Thank you, Mark. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you very much. All right. Go ahead, Mike.
I think the problem with these guys is like I always said, man. I think that the way the media put them on for so long, it make them think they're bigger than who they really are. You know, like, oh, we're big brother. You're now nobody to anybody. To be honest, you guys, you just literally when people come here, Africans, they literally don't have to come through you to get anything done. And you somehow think you're like a big brother, some just this relevant people that they have to come kiss your feet and kiss your ass. You gotta humble yourself, man. That's the way we kind of come to talk every day to on his channel. Oh, hey, I can come over here. I gotta learn our history. I gotta, man, nigga, shut the fuck up, man. You gotta, you gotta have something at stake. You gotta put something on the table to, just like Snoop Dogg always say, petty cost to be the boss. You know, don't be thinking you're just superior group of people that just some people have to come here and bow down to you and stuff. You know, get that shit out of your mind, man. You just
Thank
humble
you,
yourself.
Mike.
You're the one that need the African, one of the African nations, man.
Thank
All right,
you.
thanks, sir.
All right. Let's have questions to ponder. Mimi, stop spreading propaganda in the chat. I'm watching you. Go ahead, questions to ponder.
Hello, Afrojamas. Hello,
Hello.
St. James. Hello. Thank you, Afrojamas. Thank you very much again for this live. It's appreciated for another voice, very much so.
Thank you.
Yes, especially, there's some of us, I know, kind of, we've been here for a long while. Those who, who Black immigrant families, first generation, who've been here like about 50 years, And there's a few who've been here, that long time. That's why I mentioned that other person. I won't say his name again, but those of us who've been here a very, very long time. Afrojamas, I sent you a link in the private chat.
Yeah.
When I know you mentioned you're about to go eat, you're
Yeah.
about to go dine. May I ask you, you said you can smell the good food. May I ask you what you prepared?
Gonna
Stew,
be
hot pepper soup, what? Moi moi? What else?
Huh?
What you prepared?
Did I do what?
Oh no, I was just talking about like your dinner, but
Oh, yeah. Man, you're making me hungry at talking about it.
oh yeah. So while you're eating, if you may watch that link, when the other people are mentioning delineate, Afrojamas, respectfully, at this time, it really is best, especially women, even if you've been here a long while, because what's happening to those of us who've been here a long while, Afrodamus, you're going to see it's betrayal. It's betrayal. You've
From the FBA?
yeah, or Black America. It's just watch this link because she's like,
I'll check it out for sure.
so you can kind of get an essence of what it's like to grow up here, and and yes, spend like your entire life here, turning, Godfrey's in his 50s, 40s, 30s, and really spend time here. Because I'm going to assume you came here as an adult. When you're coming here or being born here, under 2, and you're, or just as a newborn, which happened to, or, are born like, the other person, it's a very different experience because you're not seeing delineation. You're just seeing Black. You're seeing a Black person. You're in school with like a Black girl, and you may not know that's what you learn. Is how you may see yourself, hey, I'm Black and you're Black too. Awesome. But they see you as an immigrant. They see you as an other. And this starts even as childhood, that you may be here as long as you have, but that's the wake-up call. This is the real wake-up call. And that's the link I sent you. Because
I'll check it out. Thank you very much.
you're going to see our wake-up call and what happens to us.
I'll check it out.
I
Thank
appreciate
you very
it.
much.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas.
Thank you. Go ahead, St. James.
All right, man. All right, listen, man. Listen. most of the questions were asked today, and again, we still don't get no direct answers from our, Black American brothers. The question is, when that process ends, so we can all be at peace, right? We need it takes both sides to agree.
You're tired?
That I'm a little tired. It's been dragging for what, 7 years, man, since 2017. We are delineating. So delineating for what? I mean, from who? Like, it's like
They need our approval. Oh, St. James, what happened? Man, FBA snatched St. James's network. Oh, man. You see the dirty game that FBA is playing? The moment St. James want to drop the delineation hammer, they tapped into his network. But guys, thank you for coming. As you know, please, hit the like, leave your comments, and we'll be doing, more shows on this, and just to show the blacks, like, when are they going to delineate? They need to let us know. Until next time, I'm out.
Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you? Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you? Big flex, my swole up. Double cup and I'm pulled up. Niggas hating like hold up. What's the problem? I'm pulled up. Big flex, my swole up.